And we're in game Flash Gaming against 5POWER. I'm DK here, joined by Malta. How you doing today, Malta?
Yeah, good, mate. What about yourself?
Yeah, you know, it's still early for a Saturday for me. You know, I don't get up till about 5 p.m. But, you know, it's pissed around against these two great Asian teams before we get into the thick of it. How do you set these two up?
I'm not really sure if I think these teams are quite even, so I'm not sure I can really pick a winner here. I think if you made me pick one, I would say 5POWER, just because I know a little bit more about the team, and Flash Gaming's been a little bit inconsistent recently. But yeah, we'll have to see how they do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, they've always got those constant changing lineups, but a bit of a slower pistol play. And I think this is actually the first time I've done Dust on an actual broadcast.
Yeah.
I was out of the loop when I was doing heaps of stuff, and then I disappeared. So this is, are you one of those guys that love Dust or hate Dust?
I think it's okay. I think the old Dust 2 was better. I think this new one, they haven't changed too much about it. So
Yeah.
the strats are the same, you know, try and take short control on the T side and then use that to fake around the map. But yeah, it's still a pretty interesting map, and because we haven't seen it in so long, it's kind of refreshing to see.
Yeah, so we see a play up short here. It's very methodical stuff. We'll see if we can execute. And nice little name there. This is one of my favorite spots here. Little sneaky. And here we go, the play coming up short here. Summer gets tagged down to 18 HP as Cabal makes his way onto the side there. Derby taking a couple hits as well, but manages to stay alive. It's a 4-on-4 as the bomb goes down here. Now the retake will be on for Flash Gaming.
Somehow we've seen a knife kill come out there from, I think it was Nabulan on Dobu. So that's kind of strange. But looks like 5POWER is just cleaning this one up in a 3v1. Should be the round going to 5POWER. And a 4K there for Cabal.
A nice little round there for 5POWER. What do you make of that pistol? It was pretty straightforward stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds where both teams are kind of just backing their aim to carry them through the round. Unfortunately for Flash Gaming, it looks like they just weren't hitting the shots from the long corner, but it happens. You know, you can't read too much into that one.
Absolutely, as we see the classic scout coming through those mid doors. We'll see if he can get a bit of damage underway, which he does. As we see the bomb making its way up towards A long there. They're going to get control. As we actually see not too much of a presence there on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, we've seen the CTs taking a lot of mid control here. So they've taken short and one's pushed all the way up to top mid, almost making it to T-spawn there. And so that's allowed the CTs here to push back to the A site. And usually on Dust 2 as a CT on the A site, you want to have at least short or long control. So you can't have both. You just have to pick one and try and take it. So on these 4-spy rounds, obviously a lot easier. As we're seeing a flank here from Summer. And the Ts have no idea that he's gotten here. This is a huge position for him. If his teammates can distract for a little bit.
Yeah, that's an absolutely huge play, and obviously he gets backed up with his teammate attacker, managing to find the rifle there in hand, but doesn't get too much done with it. But there you go, nice little round coming up for Flash Gaming, and obviously, you know, not too uncommon nowadays. Flash Ganming, sounds like an anime character,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we'll figure it out. But 1-1. I mean, what do you do here? Let's get, well, we've got a little bit of time. Let's get into the thick of it. I guess at this stage, it's really guessing. A lot of aim duels will come out, especially on Dust between these two Asian teams. But who do you think will take it away? Or do you want to flip a coin?
I think I'd have to flip a coin.
Yeah.
That is a really good start for Flash Gaming. Obviously losing the pistol, but then bouncing back and saving 4 guns into the next round and winning the 4-spy is just such a huge like economy advantage here. But you know, it's Dust 2 and 5POWER can definitely connect some Deagle one-shots here and change the round. But yeah, great start from Flash Gaming there.
Absolutely.
What about you? You got a team you can pick to win?
You look at the players on 5POWER, and you got Dobu, and you got Cabal, a couple of regular faces. Obviously, they've lost a bit of firepower there. But, you know, Dust 2, I'm just going to go with the Ts. You start on T, you win Dust 2. That's it.
Yeah, it is a T-sided map here. Usually, if you can get the pistol round and convert the 2 eco rounds as well, it's such a huge advantage, but they have dropped in the second round. As we're seeing them push up short here, making it to site. Good trading here.
Yeah, nice little shot there from Cabal there in the scout. Nabulan trying to do some work, making his way around the corner. So it's 3-on-4 here. Aya doesn't really get too much done. And now it's all down to Cabal. Bomb goes down though, so not the worst of efforts as Cabal manages to find the 1D, spots the second player. I thought he almost hit that shot actually. And here we go, now it's a 1-on-1 situation. How have they let this happen? Barlin's got that P250 in hand. He's got a couple of shots away. Manages to find the head of Cabal. But that is a very expensive round, isn't it, for Flash Gaming?
Yeah, and Cabal almost aced that round to win it for his team, and that was just such a chaotic round there. You know, the scout at long is such an advantageous position, and he just kind of misses a few shots there, which changes the whole round. But overall, it's good for Flash Gaming there. They had a little bit of money backed up, so they are going to be able to still buy for the next couple of rounds, but good damage there from 5POWER.
Absolutely. So we're just going to see a bit of back and forth there. Wouldn't be too surprised if we don't see a proper buy round coming from either of these guys for a little while if it keeps going this direction. Obviously, Asians not really known for their patience. Just gonna throw that out there. I'm thinking I'm allowed to say that. I don't think it's a bad trait necessarily. We get stuff done. Or risk it all.
I don't think I can say anything on the topic, but no, it is. Counter-Strike can be a bit messy when the economy gets messed up early on, and you're just continually force buying and trying to chase the CT's economy because you know that if you win that one round, you'll break their economy for 3 rounds. But yeah, it looks like they're just going for a bit of a safe, deagle buy here, and then they'll be able to buy into the next round.
Absolutely there. So they did manage to find an opening onto attacker. So it's a 4-on-4 on the MP9 on Zhao Sage.
Yeah, at this point, you'd almost rather just have the deagle than the MP9, though, to be honest. No armor. It's not going to instantly kill any of the CTs, so we'll have to see if they can pick this guy on site. It's a huge kill here, so if someone goes down, then they'll have the site, and retaking on the A site with just 3 on CT side is so difficult, so it's going to be a really big kill here.
If they can get her away. Once again, just running down towards that 40-second mark. Neverland just watching mid there, surely the call. They have favoured this position. Someone gets one down. Cabal trades him straight away. So there you go, the push coming out onto that A site as we do see a player making his way for shits towards long. But he's just going to wait for his teammates there. Just going to be a bit more methodical in this retake and just going to bide their time here as Cabal has actually managed to pick up an M4 for his troubles there. Finds a nice shot onto Fur, and now we're going to have to see the 2-on-3 retake. But not picking too much there. Maybe a little bit impatient there from Zhao, but luckily these deagles going to work here. QK cleaning up and getting an AK for his efforts. Yeah,
super difficult when both the CTs are coming there from the CT ramp. When they've got the crossfire there from A ramp and also in the short position, it's just so impossible for the CTs to get into that site. So great round there from 5POWER, and they have managed to leave themselves or get themselves back into the economy game here, which is huge. So we're seeing Flash Gaming with a bit of a force buy here, Scouts, Arms, not much to work with utility-wise, so should be a round that's going to 5POWER here if they play it right.
We'll see if they go for that 40-second play up short again. Looks like they're poising towards it as we see a little bit of presence out towards long there. Not really contesting too much, just trying to play the close triangles with that lesser firepower. Obviously that UMP on foe, we're going to have to see if we can make that work. A little bit of utility still to just clear out towards that car position.
Yes, I'm hoping we see the CTs here converge on mid, so they know that there are a few Ts out long, and they've got players all towards mid, so they are trying to fight here, but just due to the weaker guns that they've got, they're not being able to find the kills that they need.
Yeah, someone's in a nice position. He might pick up Xiaojie, which he does, and now he's just going to get away with his life. So now it's a 4-on-4 as QKA manages to make his way up long, and shit's there, just kind of holding towards that elevated position. It could be very sneaky here. Might have an opportunity to make a big play, but at this stage, it looks like it's going to go towards the direction of 5POWER as he actually gets taken down. Summer, that's CZ. They said it's nerfed, but I don't know.
I think they actually buffed it when you just tap with it and fire 1 or 2 bullets at a time at range. It's just only if you hold down the mouse click, that's when they've nerfed it. So
it's just the single bullets, not even the bursts.
Yeah, so it's a good change. If you're just tapping and bursting with it, then you're gonna have a lot more accuracy at range, and the drop off has been increased a lot. So decreased a lot. So you can tap a lot quicker. But yeah, it's just punishing players who are just spamming with it basically, which is what we like to see.
Bomb yet to go down. Someone manages to get that shot onto Dobu, so now it's just down to Cabal. He does have possession of the bomb here, but he's just going to see if he can find this one-on-one, but the time is not on his side. He's going to go for the safe plant here. He manages to get cover and gets away with his life as well, but he knows where all the players are, and here we go. This could be a little bit of a crafty play here coming out from Attacker and Summer. Got to favour them in this situation.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for just a double peek on him. He's on 20 HP. Yeah, possible round for him to win there, and somehow Flash Gaming again managed to win the force buy round, which we said they're not favoured in, and they managed to pull it together with just great positioning there and fighting mid when they should.
It seems like it's pretty standard stuff. Nothing too insightful as yet from either of these teams, but I guess that's sometimes the way that this map plays out. And having said that, we haven't really seen a very qualified buy from both sides as of yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen one complete full buy against full buy. We've just been seeing the half buys winning rounds, which is pretty classic for Asian CS. We see it a lot. And also on Dust 2, it really favours itself to just having a deagle. You can find a lot of long range, pretty flat areas where you can just shoulder peek and one tap. So definitely favours itself towards these force buy rounds.
Absolutely, a bit more heavy presence towards long there as we do C3 towards that A bomb site there. Nice shot on Dobu, just as you were talking about Malta. Those flat lines, nice little peak there coming out to is going to be it's absolutely devastating when that happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just feel so bad because you've put yourself in a poor position there, which is one which favours the T when they're peeking into you. So unfortunate positioning there, as we see a bit of a mid to B here from 5POWER. Only one player on the B bomb site, but oh no.
Oh, would have whiffed that, but patience paying out, but the trade comes through, so obviously favouring the guys on 5POWER here, and Fujits gets taken down straight away. Traded with the AWP now. It's an interesting situation. We'll see what he can manage to do with this old Summer. Mine's a second, so 2 more people if...
Unfortunately, I think this player on Cat here in mid might be the death of him if he chooses to go for this, but does look like he's aware of the position as he comes to clear it. Oh, he almost takes out Shooter-Pie, but 5POWER managed to close out that round. That would have been a 1v4 that he was going for there, so it's good of them that they managed to lock him down there.
Yeah, very unfortunate their attacker watching that mid position from the CT spawn. Just decides to push that smoke a little bit, take that aim drill, but goes down straight away. And at that stage, it was all but gone. 3-3, Flash Gaming and 5POWER. Once again, we see a couple of CZs coming out to scout on Nebulun. We'll see what can happen.
Yeah, it looks like they're just doing a mid stack here. Maybe one player boosted on short there, 2 in CT spawn and 2 on the B site. So giving up long again, looks like, with one player going back there now to just check and see if the Ts have made their way out. Just a standard setup here, I think, and actually this has been the setup that's been working for Flash Gaming in these 4 spy rounds, so we'll have to see how 5POWER adapt and how they change up their game plan going into this round.
Yeah, they're watching for the push there, but a bit more patience coming out of Flash Gaming this time because they haven't been able to get into a couple of sneaky positions here, but it looks like they're just going to try to contest long there. They do have the superior 5POWER as that AWP makes its way down into pit. Just trying to find a sneaky little frag there as they come out here. We'll see if he can do something with the CZ. He's let his position be known. He's going to take someone down. He gets a lot of damage underway onto Shooter-Pie, but unfortunately doesn't get the frag for it, and that's it. 4 on 5. They make their way onto the bomb site, and oh, unfortunate for attacker there.
Yeah, great positioning there from him. Unfortunate that Cabal checks him, but I really like what 5POWER did there. You know, in the previous 4 spy rounds, they were spreading out and getting split picks, so they just decided to group up there at long and just hit it together and really just split the CTs thin and pick them apart.
Seems like it's all worked out now. So the Major Spike Cabal unable to recover that weapon as Dober makes quick work of him. So 4 still up. The Major hold on to that AWP, obviously, and this might be a nice opportunity to build up that economy for 5POWER. As on the flip side of that coin, Flash Gaming, I mean,
not looking so crash hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Find a nice way to put it, but really, they're up a creek without not a tool, but some sort of utensil.
Out a canoe? Without a canoe?
You're up a creek without a canoe.
I don't know.
No, I'm trying to look for a different word for paddle, but it's not really working for me.
Either way, we do see Cabal with 14 kills in the game so far, so that's 2 per round, which is pretty crazy to see.
I could do that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, just give me like a silver account.
Yeah, yeah.
Not, eh?
Maybe not against Flash Gaming though. As we do see Flash Gaming just going for that USP buy here. One player has managed to push it out mid, but I think 5POWER might be aware of this, as they have 2 players top mid holding for it.
Yeah, I thought QK was going to go for that shot here, but he actually gets taken down by Cabal instead, and the bomb plant will go down. Nice little pocket money for Shooter-Pie there.
Yeah, clean round as well. Nothing lost, building up that economy. All of them have got above, or almost all of them have above $5,000, so they'll be able to buy for the next couple rounds. Whereas 5POWER here, no head armor, don't think they're going to be able to get an AWP across, and low utility, so it's not looking great for the Flash Gaming side.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think this is one of the, in terms of the rifles at least, one of the more equal rounds that we've seen. Obviously, that utility is going to come into play a little bit from Cabal with that MP5, as Dobu takes a little bit of damage for trying to push towards that long position there, but looks like he's just going to slow it down a bit, obviously aware of the situation, and they really love this short position, don't they?
Yeah, it's such an important part for the Ts on Dust 2, and because they know the CTs took the long control there, they've assumed they can take the short position for free. So it looks like we're just going to see an A execute here from 5POWER, which is a great reaction to the CTs taking long control.
See if they can make this work. They've had success more often than not. These M4 is the only thing stopping them from getting onto that side. The Molly's rain out supreme. As we do see that one player towards the car position. Cabal just diving down with that MP5, manages to swap weapons, but gets taken down before it can fire off a bullet. So now it's a 4-on-3 as the smoke will go down towards that long position. Unfortunately, Fujits is just rendered useless with that up there. Shooter-Pie should make easy work of Nebulun, so that's a 2-on-4 at this stage. And I think, I'm not too sure what he's going to try to achieve there. As I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, I think Flash Gaming really needed to save probably 2 or if not 3 of those rifles there. I think as soon as your A-site player, like the CT player pushing through the smoke gets killed and then the A-ramp player gets taken out, you just call a save there. You really got to get out. that A side is so difficult to retake with the disadvantage, and yeah, you see 5POWER cleaning up there, and now if you have a look at Flash Gaming's money, it's really, really poor, and we see Shit's buying up into this round, which is interesting.
How about if you say, because it just feels a bit awkward, obviously, that is his alias. I always say like Fersh it. No, like I'm trying to put like a...
We can just call him Fur.
You can't though, because Fur is like, it's like calling a player that's named, like a Greek football player called Ronaldo.
Yeah, okay.
Like
That's a good analogy, I like
take
that.
The name.
Difficult. We can give a nickname if you want.
Let's call him Furs. No, Hits.
Hits?
Oh, this is painful. Why make our life so hard?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just, we don't have to feel guilty about it. We can just say it.
Oh, we definitely can, but I'm a classy guy, Malta. I like to remain classy.
Don't want this on your resume, people might bring it up later on.
There are much worse things on my resume, my friend. But let's see how this goes. 6-3 now. In this position, obviously, definitely a good time to call a pause coming out as we actually see the man of the hour with the name buying an MP5. So
I think he might have accidentally hit his auto buy button. So usually when you call attack pause, you're pressing F1 to vote yes, and all the players on the team need to do it. Unfortunately, F1 is also usually the auto buy button. So if you spam it, you'll just accidentally buy into that round. So I think that's what's happened. We're seeing a round restart because that would be quite an unfortunate thing to happen if his whole team is just ecoing to this round. So.
But what happened there? Cabal called for that. That was interesting. But
oh, was it?
Yeah, Cabal called for that. That's weird. But I don't know. Let's see what will happen there. Flash Gaming, interesting to see. Like we've seen him push Smoke a couple of times. Obviously going for those big plays there, and they just get taken down quite quickly. I'm not really sure if the word impatience can be used. I'm sure it definitely can be. Actually, I don't know where I'm going with that. Maybe just a bit more teamwork on those retakes. And perhaps a bit more patience because it's still very early days on this first map does too.
Yeah, it just seems like 5POWER's aware of the kind of like quick retakes they're trying to do. So every time 5POWER's taking control of the map in terms of executing on a site, Flash Gaming's been trying to get in there quickly and try and find a few frags, but unfortunately it hasn't been working out for them. 5POWER aware of that. That's really good there from the T side.
Absolutely. CZs, they've made this work before. They've had usually an SMG or a scout on hand as well. And unfortunately, Neverland obviously just trying to save up there just with the USP in hand. So we'll see if they can get anything done. Summer, he's gone into a couple positions. Got the close range. He manages to get the dinks onto Dobu and will pick up that AK as well. Very recoverable. So now it's a 4-on-5. That single AK. He has got the armor though, so aim punch not too much of a factor. The head armor obviously not coming to the play with these AKs and that AWP, but it looks like they're going to push towards long here now. Shits, he's got to try to get one. He's going to get mollied off default, but if he plays this patient enough, oh yeah, also very close. But unfortunately, that nade's going to give this position away. See if he pushes the smoke here. A little bit of damage done, unfortunately for Shits, just getting mollied out of position. QKA whiffing a couple of shots here. Will he get one? He might get it done with the P250, an all too familiar sight. Now it's just down to Attacker and Summer. And Summer manages to get one. Bit of damage done there, so not too bad, but the economy, I mean, these guys are absolutely rolling in it right now, so not too much to write home about for Flash. Yeah,
not really too much of a concern there for 5POWER. The round win's really just what they were looking for. They went one man down early, and I'm surprised that they decided to go away from their, run up long together strat they did in the previous eco round, because they went back to the split picking, which is what was losing them the rounds earlier in the half. So they did manage to clinch the round there from Flash Gaming, but you could definitely see Flash Gaming had a chance to win that one. As we're seeing, the CTs here are taking long control off the Ts again, but looks like Flash Gaming are going back to their standard default of just trying to take short control.
10th round, we see full buy from both teams, so it did take quite a while there, almost the end of the first half, but we'll see who really takes this out. Positioning there quite good, just really locking down that long position, and obviously it's a bit of a surprise here, but it looks like they're going to play up short.
Yeah, I think, this is what we've expected. As soon as, it just seems to be their reaction that when Flash Gaming takes long control, 5POWER takes short control.
Ooh, that's aggressive push there. Play there.
Ooh, yeah. He was just gambling that because last time none of the 5POWER players came out of long, they all came up short. He was gambling that when they took long control, no Ts would be holding, but unfortunately this round 5POWER did address that.
Well, you know what the most profitable hand, most profitable play in poker is, don't you?
No, Danny, you'll have to tell me.
Folding.
Folding.
Folding is the most profitable play in poker. Sometimes it doesn't pay off to take that gamble. To see Cabal there just jumping down. Does a little bit of team damage, but he's just going absolutely ham right now. Maybe a little bit of confidence with that buffer. Spots the long player. as Zhaojie gets the trade through. So no more for Cabal's account, but he's gone absolutely huge right now. And now it's just down to Oyaya. And at this stage, he's just going to be playing cat and mouse here. It'd be interesting to see if he goes for anything.
Yeah, I don't think the damage isn't worth it. The T's economy is good for the rest of the half, so he doesn't need to find any kills here. I mean, unless he wants to pad the stats, I think he should just be saving this M4 here. And Cabal, we've been seeing this whole half. He's just been playing so insane, looking so sharp, finding all these entries here for 5POWER. And if you speak to Urcast, who's a resident Mongolian friend of mine, he'll tell you that Cabal is one of the sharpest players from Mongolia. Who's Urcast? Great question. He's a player for...
Like CGI or something?
Yeah, he's a up-and-coming player from the Mongolian region.
I heard they're quite talented.
Yeah. Well, he's all right. Don't give him a big head, though. He's quite a nice kid. As we see, I find Zhao Sage and save his gun.
Yeah, still holding on to a little bit of utility there as well. But, you know, that max lost round, but still obviously not quite there. You have to hold on to for a little bit longer, and as we see 5POWER really breaking away with this lead here. Cabal 20 and 7 in the first half.
Yeah, and the first half's not even over. We've got 5 rounds left. Like, that's insane. Or 4 rounds, sorry.
30 bomb.
Absolutely crazy.
Someone just kind of playing this mid-duel here with obviously the inferior weapon. We'll see if we can get anything underway. And at this stage, what does Flash need to do? I mean, if you're on Flash right now, Malta, what are you saying? What are you saying to the boys?
Look, the reason they're down so many rounds is just because of the economy game early. They really lost out hard, losing some of those buy rounds and eco rounds early on, and it means they haven't been able to have. I think I've seen them only have an AWP once in this game, and usually on Dust 2, the CT side want to be having double AWPs, so you can shut down mid and the A site from long corner. So that's really what's holding them back, and as we see, this force buy crumble for them as well. 5v2 here, I'd say 5POWER are going to be going up to 9-3, and I'm not even sure if Flash Gaming will be able to get an AWP for next round.
Oh, they're just a lot of smoke kills here, and his position has been known. So now the hunt. Just look at the minimap there. It's just people are just absolutely pincering around him. They're not going to let him get away with this. Manages to find one to Zhaojie, but he's on 7 HP, so this is going to be all she wrote. P250. Easy work of Oyaya. That name should be longer. Should be like a couple of Y's and A's longer. It'd be fun to say.
Yeah, well, it sounds like, I don't know if you've heard.
Cena?
It's a bit of a Twitch meme, I think. That, have you heard that?
I haven't.
You haven't? Oh, well, maybe it's just me, but I've definitely heard.
I don't get to watch or go on Twitch as much as I like to. You know, you head into your 40s and
yeah.
it just gets a bit crap.
You're an old man now, Danny.
Yeah, I know. You know.
Old man.
Ugh.
We have seen an AWP come out here for Flash Gaming.
Just quietly, I'm not 40. I don't want people thinking that, because that's really depressing. Not that there's anything wrong with being 40. Continue with the cast.
You really haven't done yourself proud there, Danny. My dad will be very offended.
Is your dad only 40?
No. He thinks 40's young.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
If only.
So obviously, he's a bit of an idiot. But we haven't seen the AWP here for Flash Gaming have any impact. I think he's playing over towards long, whereas we have seen Attacker pushing up top mid get taken down there. Looks like 5POWER is just really aware of all the aggression that Flash Gaming is kind of trying to throw at them. And yeah, I think Flash Gaming just really need to readdress how they're playing this CT side here on Dust 2.
Yeah, they got in some quite advantageous positions early on in this first half, and now they're just trying to get a bit sneaky again, just dancing around in smoke and situations like that, and just getting absolutely what for it. So at this stage,
oh my gosh, Cabal again. Another 2 big entry frags there, and obviously the CT side has now thought that that is Mongolian, 5POWER taking, just Cabal by himself taking short control, but another round there for 5POWER, and yeah, I'm not really sure what Flash Gaming can do here to get back in this game.
Yeah, it's difficult. A little bit of a slump. Obviously going to just really back into this final round here, so the scout comes out. Yeah, interesting.
Unfortunately, sometimes when your opponent's gone 25 and 8, there's just nothing you can do. He's just having one of those games.
25 in 8?
No, he's got 25 kills now for 8 deaths. 25 and 8.
So he got 5 in like last 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gotten 2 2Ks, I believe.
Summer's just, at this point, I feel like he's kind of given up a little bit.
Yeah, this is kind of when the mentality of the players can just shift to, you know, they need to make the hero play to win this game because the rounds just aren't coming, and just means that 5POWER finds some easy frags in this round.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing really before the halftime break comes up is perhaps complacency. But Cabal's hitting his shot, so I don't think even that's going to affect him too much. We'll see what can happen. Oh, Shit's just trying to take that peek. He's not doing too well on shots right now. We'll see. Yeah, he's done, and even a bit of team damage doesn't really help him too much. 4 still up. We're heading into that final round. The money is begging, to say the least. I think they had one decent full buy round here for Flash Gaming.
Yeah.
So
sometimes
what do you do?
The CT economy can just be like that, though. If you lose those rounds early, the whole rest of the game you're kind of just zigzagging. If you win one round and then lose the next, and yeah, your money's just in shambles. And we're seeing the Dak from Cabal, which is
doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, it's such a valid strategy. I mean, I think people do it in like MM and stuff as a bit of a troll, but I mean, if you've got the money for it, you got to do it because you get so many free kills through there.
That's a totally valid weapon.
Seeing a bit of a short setup here. It's expected and punished by Dobu, which is unfortunate for Attacker. Can't help but feel like Flash Gaming have just been getting caught out every round for their aggression, and 5POWER have just been doing a really good job of punishing them for these aggressive positions.
Absolutely. So 4 on 4, but thanks to the Dak of Cabal through mid there early in the round, it's very lopsided, and you got to think they can't really get much done defending these sites on full HP. This is just going to be all she wrote going into that half. Do you see this turning around for Flash Gaming? Essentially, I'm writing it off, but really just shouldn't. It is 3-3.
Probably for this map, I think if you Flash Gaming, you just see how the T-side pistol goes. You can definitely, 12-3 or 11-4 are definitely the hardest. Ooh, as 2 big kills there from Summer. An 11-4 half can be the hardest one to close out because if you lose the pistol round, it becomes 11-7, and then if you lose the first gun round and get inside your own head, the other team is already caught up, and sometimes the mental game's just so difficult to recover from. As we see the bomb, Summer, that's 3 huge kills there in that round. I think he's kept his 4 kills in that round, and keeping his team in the game there really, because 11-4 is definitely, if you win the pistol, you can definitely come back from here. We'll have to see how they do in this pistol round.
Absolutely, and Attacker, you'd like to see him up there with Summer as well, but unfortunately just getting a bit shut down there, unfortunately. And Cabal, obviously, we've spoken a bit about him so much already, 25-9, he's just really feeling it right now. We'll have to see how the pistol comes into it, but right now, this kind of new meta that's implemented, there's it seems every time they update, there's less and less of a guarantee that you're going to bank those 3 rounds.
Yeah, I quite like this new economy change, because I think winning a pistol round, which is a pistol round can be quite random and just come down a lot to aim. And for that to have such an impact on the game, like 6 rounds that you can potentially win just for winning a pistol round that, really sometimes does just come down to chance. I thought it was a bit too much, so it's kind of nice that they've lowered that now. So, it's just the 2 rounds. Like you win, if you eco the second round, you can still buy into the 3rd round. But I have to see how Flash Gaming choose to play this T side. It looks like they've just gotten long control here for free, and then they're going to leave and possibly go back towards mid, leaving one there to lurk.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or not, they're coming back to long control here.
Raya was in a nice position there, boosted on top of the dumpster. See if we can find something.
Yeah, so fairly slow round here. They do have a smoke and a flash here, so I assume that will be going towards the CT spawn, possibly just a flash of a car, but they don't have a Molotov to clear out this player playing car, so Zhao Sage can get a lot of damage done here if he picks at the right time, and if he plays anti-flash and doesn't get flashed. Just see.
It's going to try picking. They've got a bit of damage underway here, so he does manage to stay alive. It's going to be a bit of pain until he does get finished off by Nabalin, so now they're going to make their way up towards long. A lot of presence there towards CT. You'll see a player just kind of working in the smoke. They managed to get one away, but will get traded out, and there's actually a bit of a TK coming out from Summer onto his teammate. And that's just down to Schwaderpai and Cabal in 2 on 4, and this is so difficult. They've already spotted and tagged Cabal down to 22, and he has been the form player of this map, but at this stage, I think that's all she wrote.
Yeah, that looks like a great round there from Flash Gaming. Bit unlucky that Zhao Sage got instantly binked by the Glock there from long, but I think he picked his timing a little bit poorly, and he couldn't get anything done. So good round there from Flash Gaming, but 5POWER obviously still with a great lead, and I wouldn't be too worried if I was them.
Absolutely. But a nice little opening there, maybe an opportunity to work up the rounds, build that economy. Obviously, managing that T economy a lot easier than that CT side, so we'll see if they can get anything done here. Might be nice to see a little bit of a battle between the two. But I guess this round will be very informative on the way this map will finish up.
Yeah, so it looks like this tournament's actually running on the old patch, so we haven't got the new economy changes in just yet, as it seems, since all players had 1500. So I would have liked to see 5. I mean, the way that force buy rounds have been going in this game so far, it is good to see them force buying into this, but I think they want to just be careful with how much they're force buying. You know, they've got such a lead, they can afford to give up a few rounds to have their economy well. It's a great shot coming out there from Shooterpie. T's taking long control quickly.
It's worked out there. Zhao just a little bit slow to get to that position and just getting absolutely hammered by that Mac 10 as attacker finds a nice 1B on to Dobu, I believe. So
this could be really dangerous, this position here from QKA. He's pushed all the way through the tunnels, and it looks like the T's are kind of just resetting and holding, so possibly one will be coming back towards B here. Hopefully he's aware that someone could have gone through lowers or pushed through uppers, but it does look like IAR is going to be aware of that as he clears out QKA.
yeah, that 5-7 can be absolutely detrimental in close quarters, but it looks like
it's nice that Flash Gaming's chosen to slow down this round. So against the Pistols, you know, you find if a few picks early and one of your players gets picked, it's good to just slow it down and see if the CT side has pushed anywhere, so you can find, you know, some easy frags, possibly trade frag a bit. But it's good they've just chosen to slow it down, walking up short here, and they've got a player already out long, so it looks like they've shut this round down, and the CTs probably should just save at this point. Not much point for them going for this. Don't think they have a kit, and they do have the scout, which was able to get the first pick this round and can definitely get it next round.
absolutely. We'll see if they can do anything here as a bomb. We'll go down towards that A bomb site, and I mean, Summer's got the Mac 10. Is it worthy? But really, those AKs, you don't want to risk too much by going after these guys. As Shotterpie's going to try to find something. I think he's spotted the player towards CT there. Manages to get the shot off, but takes a bit of damage as well, and he's been spotted. Cabal, let's see if we can finish him off for him. A couple of dig shots will get him down, so both these players are known. We'll see if Cabal can get the player on towards short. So this might be a little bit more costly. That gun is now recoverable as well for the CT.
Yeah, if he can save this AK into the next round, he can do a lot of damage with that. I mean, we've already seen him this game with the AK. He's been doing so much, but he has to fight this guy here at top mid, and unfortunately loses that duel. So it looks like just the scout will be going into the next round for the CTs.
Yeah, and Shotterpie just running away towards B-Tons there, just making sure he does not lose that gun. And that armor on hand. Also got a 5-7. Close that out. 6-11.
Yeah, definitely
do you
doable
see
here.
signs of life?
Yeah, I mean,
Flash.
the T side, I mean, I think the Asian Counter-Strike has definitely been favoured on the T side. They're very aggressive and they can definitely catch teams off guard. So it's definitely not impossible here for Flash Gaming. In a game that I thought was almost a lock there for 5POWER. Winning the pistol round and, you know, not losing that force buy round has brought new life to them, I guess.
So we'll see how this goes. 5POWER obviously banking towards that B bomb side, but it looks like there's a heavy presence towards A long, and the bomb has just been left in bedroom there. Not taking any chances, just grinding it out.
Yeah, just a bit of a gamble here for the CT side. If they go B, 4 players there. If they go A, unfortunately, I think you just forfeit the round. It looks like Flash Gaming are heading towards A site, but we'll see. The CTs seem to be converging on mid here. Trying to find a pick here is Shooterpie with the scout, but he hasn't been punished for that. Definitely should have been there. Nabulan possibly missing some shots that he shouldn't have.
Oh, that could have been an interesting situation there with QK coming out. Does manage to get the trade on that with the USB, so picks up the gun. And once again, I see you shaking your head. Interesting he didn't spam the smoke.
Yeah, he didn't have enough ammo there. He wasn't sure where the CTs could be since he knew his teammates only had long control. A bit unfortunate there that he missed the initial spray, but in the end, I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact on the round. Looks like 5POWER are going to go for this though. If they can get enough damage down here on the T side, it's really going to affect the economy.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. Yaya is down to 2 HP. Shits actually manages to get a nice shot onto Dobu there, and the player will go down in Goose, and there you have it.
They need to find the bomb though. Suddenly though, a round that I thought that they were locked out of, they've somehow managed to chance. I think he has enough time there.
Yeah, should be alright. Yeah.
That is a crazy round from 5POWER there. They had no right to win that one, and unfortunately, I think that comes down.
Mid,
yeah, just
kerfuffle.
missing that one kill there in mid is a huge, huge problem, and gives them the AK to go into that round. So I think at this point, as I was just saying, Flash Gaming had a chance to come back into this game. I think they might have just blown it.
Yeah, that will be a shame. They do get a decent buy up. Some of the only one there that's going to go without. CZ in hand, couple of AKs, and Nebulin does manage to get that AWP. He hasn't been too effective with it on this map as of yet, but we'll see what he can do. That's a very beautiful black scope. Well, that was a massive thing.
Yeah, I think trading kind of dropped off when they did that update, unfortunately. But you know, I'm a big fan of skins myself, as you might know. Yeah, we all are.
Made this game what it is. Let's be honest.
Yeah, thanks skins. That's why I started playing. Started playing for the skins.
Yeah, you're just like, it's pretty much a trading card game where you can have a nice FPS in the middle there. Yeah.
A nice FPS experience. As we see here, the Ts have taken long control, but the CTs are fighting for it here. We have one player in pit, one corner, and one on ace side. Flash comes out for Dobu. He managed to get one, but definitely could have gotten another one there.
Oh, this is troublesome here if you can get the frag. Unfortunately, a bit too impatient with LGH, and that's the two frags that managed to give them long control now. It's just down to QKA and Cabal. We'll see if they can get a little bit crafty here as QKA makes his way towards short.
Well, this is a great position here. This is a great reposition. He's gone from mid up short. He should find the frag on the top mid player, but he has actually fallen off the line at the wrong time. That's sometimes CS is all about timing there. It looks like he's going to get flanked here from short and taken out.
Oh, that was interesting positioning there, but I manages to correct the spray and take it down, and he will finish off the CTs as well. Cabal getting a nice little frag onto Summer, but he finds that initial orb shot. Could be a completely different story there.
Yeah, and unfortunately for 5POWER, that really has just left their money in shambles. They've got 3 players who can buy, but 2 players who don't have enough and will be on CZs. So we'll have to see if they choose to force buy here. I think they can definitely not and just, you know, let their money reset here, which is a really good idea. They've still got the round advantage. It'll only be 12-8, and with full money and possibly a double AWP setup here for 5POWER, we can definitely see them closing out the map, but we'll have to see what they go for.
You know what's been really bugging me that I do a lot when I play is, do you clear decals?
Yep. Yeah, I have it on my inspect, so I inspect and inspect the gun and it clears it.
Oh, interesting. I just use use control. Because I move all my crouch and walk up on.
Oh, so you use caps lock.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's really annoying. That's why you'll always see if you chat, it's like my stuff's in caps.
That's why I can't use that, because I always then yell at people in chat.
It's something I got from like 1.6. Because I couldn't put the internet cafe I used to go to, I couldn't put the keyboard on an angle. So the crouch is too far away, It's a nice opening frag there onto Dobu there from Mayaya, and looks like this round will be going towards favor of Flash Gaming there. It's definitely a revitalized
side on their T side.
Yeah, side. Could have done better.
Side, team, I don't know, effort? Revitalized effort?
Revitalized mode. I think revitalized was just the poor catalyst to start off with, yeah. As Summer will take down Cabal. So
we've just seen the CTs here try and balance their money, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think I would like to see them just, you know, we had a few players on $5,000, and I would like to see them keep that so they could get a double AWP setup going to the next round, since that is such a important setup for the CT side of Dust 2. But I'm not sure, maybe 5POWER don't have 2 competent AWPers, so not sure if maybe that's not their game style, but yeah, a little bit disappointing to see.
Here, obviously, just talking some tactics. As soon as Steve shits there, gonna take that aim duel against LGH, but now his position has been known. May just hold on to all of his health there. Oh, thought he was gonna get caught out a bit quick, but attacker manages to take him down. So can't hold on to that gun going to this next round. The economy could have helped out a little bit.
Oh, we are seeing the double AWP setup, but now they have no utility and no armor on QKA there. I really think it would have just been better for him not to buy the scout in the last round, and then he could have had armor and then, you know, a smoke double flash. But, you know, I guess that's up to him. He thought he could get damage done last round with the scout and was unlucky not to, so.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make it work. So they have the rifles, but that utility very lacking. But I think they back themselves with these aim duels, but they are getting to that very close scoreline. Like you said, it's one of those harder scorelines to close out, and we could be seeing that right now. Another timeout coming through. What are you saying if you're Flash right now?
I think if you're Flash, you're feeling pretty good. You know, you've worked your way back into this game, and with this round, which is so huge, if they win this, then they almost bring the game back to being even with 5POWER. And I think if you're 5POWER, this is a really important round mentally. If you can win this one, then, you know, you're confident you can close it out. But if you lose this one, then you are feeling a bit under pressure that you possibly let this game slip.
It's going to happen so many times before. Dobu just taking that battle towards bedroom, as the Molly will get Nebulin off that position.
Yeah, it's good that he's shown the AWP there at long, because it's kind of scared the CT is a little bit fast mid to be here. Should have managed to get 2 kills there.
It was was a great play coming out from him. Eventually does get traded out here as Dobu gets a nice little flag onto Nabulun, who was the AWPer. Managed to get that trade, and great work with the FAMAS control there. Great to watch as Shits actually clears out the corner. So now it's just all down to him. Does get bomb control. See a few KA that flash for all time there.
Beautiful flick there. Manages to tag the player crossing with the AWP through the door. Unless 5POWER really messed this up, it really should be going to them. They managed to shut down that fast mid to be so well, but Fashitz has got a good position here. He's pushed out. He's trying to find that 1v1 on the AWPer, but we'll have to see if he can pick this player at the right time.
Yeah, it's going to be close up. He's going to. I thought QK was actually going to try to clear that corner. He tries to cross through the doors, but can't do it. Not enough health, and will get taken down. So there's that round going towards 5POWER.
Yeah, it was a nice round there from Flash Gaming. They put the AWP towards long to see if the CTs were taking long control and maybe try and take a pick there. They saw that they were, and so they assumed that there would be 3 towards the long position and there would be no fast rotate to a mid to B. So they just went down fast, hoping that both the B players were on B site. Unfortunately, 5POWER had a player in CT who was managed to, take the fight over the smoke there and shut them down. But it was, a pretty good effort from them. Just unfortunate timing for them.
So by paying dividends, not to take anything away from Shorterpie's play at CT, they're closing down that mid to B, pushing. QK might have a nice little opportunity here.
Yeah, a bit of damage done over to Cabal early through the doors. I assume that was Nabulan with the AWP. This is actually going to be the last buy for both players. We see Dobu spam through that smoke.
I feel like that says more than words ever could.
Just the positioning there from it's pretty predictable when you he's actually spamming through that smoke as well, and Dobu's managed to just shoulder peek and pre-fire that. Yeah, that's why we don't play behind the car, Danny.
As we see Dobu and Cabal tagged down as well, but Cabal, he's only got that AWP. Only, I say only, but doesn't really make too much of a difference there, hopefully. So 4 on 5, very doable here for Flash, and you got to think they got to dig deep here and really come up with something if they're going to want to try and take Dust 2 from 5POWER. This stage does look like they're towards that long position.
Yeah,
this Dobu in pit.
This fight on this pit player is so huge here. I think Dobu really needs to ask for a flash from his teammate. But Zhao Sage is actually holding it from the car position as Dobu pops up for one as well. It's looking like 5POWER have figured Flash Gaming's T-side out here.
And QK, now it's just the save game here.
Looks like Nabulan, he smoked himself off here. I think he's just going to be looking to save this AWP. I don't think there's any reason for him to go for this. They really have no money left here, so if he can... Oh, interesting. I thought maybe QKA would try and kill Nabulan after time. So, it's such a huge thing when the Ts have no money left, but looks like he's just going for the guaranteed kill here, not letting him save that AWP, which is good. And the Ts now left on $2,000 apiece. And they are force buying into this.
They don't play for draws, mate. I like it.
I mean,
that's the way they should roll.
The amount of force buys that have been won in this series already, it's pretty impressive. So I guess it's a pretty good chance they can win, but without a strong strategy on the T side, it is hard when you've just got the one Deagle. Usually you're relying on them to find the early picks in the round, but we have seen the CZ do magic before.
Dobu, if he gets a little impatient towards upper tons, could be in a little bit of trouble. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. A bit of spam coming through from Cabal. And just going to wait for them to come into the waiting arms of these setups. Nice little positions there. A little bit aggressive there from Shredderpie. Just maybe trying to be a bit sneaky, change things up a little bit.
Interesting that we're seeing Dobu towards the B-bomb site, since he has this whole map been the long player for 5POWER. So seems like they've had a bit of a switch. Shredderpie there is at long and Dobu at B, playing heavy towards mid and B setup. Just a 2-1-2. And they've been able to find the first pick there on Shits. As I think it was QKA picked him up. Looking like a pretty slow round here from the T side. They've taken short control here, but the CTs do have the AWP there at long, holding from car, which is such a powerful position when teams try and execute up short. So, looks like a fast mid to be here. Unable to pick up QKA there in the smoke, but there are 2 more players here.
Yeah, so this essentially is the last kind of ride and hope, and all there is left is he's managed to pick up M4 on his back, but this is going to be a real tall order for him, especially that bomb is just dropped in the worst position for him. He's going to walk into the crosshairs of QKA. He's going to try to jiggle him, see if he can get anything with force a shot, but too easy.
definitely could have won that round if he had the bomb. I mean, you would have given him better chances, but with the
Much
bomb
better
outside the
chance.
site, it's so difficult there. He has no
Forget about
utility
it.
to work with, and yeah, just walk straight into the line of the AWP. I think we might have seen 5POWER stabilize enough here to take the map.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but we'll see what happens. Scout coming out for Nabulun. I mean, he hasn't been too impactful with the scope weapons as of yet, and could you see a nice tag onto Cabal, maybe really make these CZs more effective. Obviously, at this stage, they really do need to go for it, but it looks like in the last couple of rounds that we've seen from Flash, there's been a little bit of hesitation coming out. Like you said, if you're getting these sort of force buys, these odd pick-and-mix sort of setups, you really want to back yourself with something. Oh, goodness, there. Doba just walking to the crosser of Nabulun there, just trying to get a bit of information, which he has. And I don't really see this going in the favour of Flash Gaming, though.
Yeah,
Nice
unfortunately,
start,
they've dropped the first kill. They have tagged 2 players down incredibly low on Cabal's. Definitely one hit with the CZ if you can hit him in the head. So trading kills here so far. Pretty good for the T side. They've got short control. They know the CTs have fallen off long because IAR was standing there and holding and hearing the player run off. So it's good reaction here for them to come back here and wrap around through long. We'll have to see if they can find the first kill here, though. And the smoke is definitely going to slow them down. We'll have to see if they choose to go through it or not.
Looks like the Flash way up gets taken down straight away. Yeah, very unfortunate for him. Looks like he'll be falling off towards that car position. Now Jay's just taking that fight there. Dobu's taking a short, easy frag for him. It looks like it's all down to 22 hit points. I think there was 16 between the 2 T players now trying to keep this alive. And Dobu's just a bit of aim practice right now at this stage.
Yeah.
And Molly lets his position be known. And it looks
There
like
it
it's
is.
pretty clinical, 16 to 8. So there was faint signs of life, but unfortunately Flash Gaming, I mean, we said that it could be back and forth here, but 5POWER just a bit too strong on Dust.
Yeah, you know, Cabal obviously having a monster performance there. 30 kills, 15 deaths. I think he came into the CT side with 25 kills, so only picking up 5 kills there on the CT side, but he really did enough on the T side that it doesn't matter. And, you know, the other players of 5POWER also stepping up and really just putting the nail in the coffin there for Flash Gaming.
Yeah, so will Flash Gaming pick it up in the second map? We can only hope, but there's only one way to find out, and that's on the other side of this short break.
The best audio setting is the one you're comfortable with, so you can act and react anytime. Intuitive touch panel for treble and bass adjustment. With driverless design, you just plug and play. Everyone grips the mouse differently. So how can one mouse work for all? Different sizes and shapes for your options. Pick the one that fits your grip for long-lasting comfort and gameplay. With driverless design, you just plug and play.
As far as I know, everyone on the team who has tried the new screen from BenQ is using the feature with 240 Hz. It's so amazing, the transition is so great.
I think for me the most important when I play the game is that I feel that all my actions directly represented on the monitor. This is just another level on top of that, I would say.
It improves your gameplay a lot. You can react much faster on these kinds of monitors, and like once you play on 240 Hz, you can't go back.
Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
We are back on Train 5POWER coming up against Flash Gaming. The series score, as you can see on the top of the screen there, is 1-0 towards 5POWER. Pretty easy work taking Dust to 16-8. Where do you put Flash Gaming on Train? He's staying on the T side there.
Yeah, I'm assuming because they're starting on the T side, it was their pick, and that 5POWER have elected to play on the CT side. So hopefully, tactically, they're a little bit stronger here on this map. But obviously, starting on the CT side here for 5POWER, that's a big advantage on a map like Train. So have to see if they can convert some early rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see the first contact coming out Ayaya towards Ivy there. Mentioning a bit of damage down onto Cabal.
So we've been seeing some very slow pistol rounds here between the two teams. Just taking it very slow on the T side, trying to put a bit of pressure on early on the CT sides to force some rotations, and then ending with a bit of a hit on one of the sites. So it does look like they are posturing towards the inside bomb site here. I see one Molotov and 2 flashes on Summer, so probably a Molotov for CT Con to stop some rotations coming out from the CTs, and then just a couple flashes to get the players out.
See how this goes out. Cabal just makes his way towards Heaven.
Yeah, and this is a great read here from 5POWER. They've brought 2 more players to inside, playing one right at the back, just spotting high ramp, one behind the pop dog, and we'll see the T's elect to still go here.
And there we go, the Glock battle coming out over the distance there. Dober coming off second best there, just a spam coming through. Attack is going to get aggressively closing the distance with the Glock, and now it's just down to Cabal and QKA. Cabal down to 10 HP from that early battle in towards that other position, and now Attack is just going to make his way through CT spawn. Might be in a nice little position here, but he has heard the footsteps of Cabal. Cabal is none the wiser. He heads towards the oil train there. We'll get taken down from behind. Not sure where he's getting shot from. Now Nabalun is just doing a little bit of target practice on towards QKA. And there you have it, very clinical round coming out from Flash Gaming there.
Yeah, unfortunately, 5POWER, even though they had a good read there and had the 3 players towards inside, they were just unable to land the shots. And, you know, when it boils down to it, Counter-Strike just is about hitting your shots. So Flash Gaming coming out with a great round there, and yeah, great kills there from Attacker.
Short up high, picking up that scout there, as you mentioned earlier, Malta. Still going off that old meta there, so the force buy coming up. A couple of deagles here in the 5-7 on to QKA, and rifles out. Nabalun the only one with the MAC-10. Actually, I stand corrected. Fashit's also with that UMP, and that shot up is going to go for the pick there. Gets a nice shot onto the head of Fashit's, and he gets taken down straight away. Not having the best of series here, unfortunately. This time is just trying to clear out this Ivy position. Cabal's going to drop off there with the deagle. 4 on 5 here.
Yeah, great start there from the CT side. Train's actually a map where the pistols can get a lot of damage done if they play in the right positions and crossfire well, so taking a man advantage early is great, but Attacker does manage to find one back there onto one of the players at stop sign, and looks like Dobu's trying to refrag, but won't find anything there.
We saw Deagle's doing a lot of work onto Dusty. We'll see if we can do the same thing here on Train to see the T's slowing things down a bit, not giving too much away here. They know they've got the superior firepower, just waiting away. They've still got quite a bit of utility as well.
CT side moving 2 bodies towards inside. It looks like what's happening late round is that 5POWER is just leaving the outside bomb site and then moving more players towards inside, just because they haven't heard anything at Vines or T-Con for a while. So they're gambling here. Unfortunately, it does look like it's going to be the wrong gamble, and I think they'll know that when this player goes down SL here.
QK there just working with the 5-7. He's been tagged down to 5, so he's going to have to kind of wait for his teammates there. Can't really put up too much of a fight there as Dobu manages to find one out. Schwaderpai gets a nice another headshot there, doing some wonderful work with the scout to bring it onto an even game, but he's got to find the second frag. Tags him down to 27. And now, still going to come down to these close quarters battles. Jage manages to find a Yaya, so the numbers are still all even.
But look at the time, Danny. 12 seconds left. They have to cross to the site, and it's a 1v2 here. I think 5POWER have done enough.
Yeah, it looks like a nice little round there. And the spam with the USP through the smoke's going to come through.
No
and
time
obviously not enough time. And yeah, nice little crossfire step there to take down Attack. And they get 2 AKs for their trouble as well. So great round coming out from 5POWER. I mean, what went wrong there for Flash?
Feels like they took a little bit too long to try and get to the bomb train there. So they got out T-mid, they got the sandwich, but they weren't crossing to the bomb site, and that gave Schwaderpai enough time to go through the back lanes and get to Ivy, and he could hold the cross there with the scout. And yeah, he had a really big round there with 3 kills, I think it was. So obviously huge impact there with that scout.
Bringing over that form from Dust that we saw earlier now. And QK there with the swag 7 in hand. It's going to be holding SL. Very impactful weapon in that position.
Yeah, when they just drop down, you get that free one shot. You can shoulder peek back in and get another one. It's really, it's actually one of my favorite positions in the game to have a mag 7 in. But we'll have to see if they choose to go down to SL. I don't think they will, because it's kind of just giving away your life for free here. So somehow Attacker's made his way out and glocked a player there. And then they found another kill there in SL.
Yeah, so this is what we saw Flash doing a lot in the early round of Dust as well, getting to those sneaky positions and really just surprising the guys on 5POWER. But it looks like they have equalized here, bring it back to a 3-on-3 for shits. We'll pick up that swag we were talking about earlier, but still it's the far superior 5POWER on 5POWER. That's a difficult sentence to get out.
But Flash Gaming does have full inside control here with IAR walking the whole way along the high ramp there. The CTs are obviously aware that this could have happened with Shooterpai holding here. He's holding for that player trying to flank outside while they have the CT player flanking inside there with Zhao Sage. He's picked up one. He does get taken down, but it's a 2v1 here and not a whole lot of time here for Nabalan to work with.
It's going to be very difficult indeed, but they do get away with it. Probably a few more frags than they would have liked to, but nonetheless, they do get the round there. We'll maybe in holding on to those M4s. And at this stage, Flash Gaming, very early.
Yeah.
Very early. I don't know why I was going to start calling things, to be honest with you.
They did have the advantage in that round though. It was a 3v5 and they kind of just let it slip by giving the CTs enough time to make little plays and be aggressive on the players who were out sandwiched. So a bit unfortunate to see, but they did get good damage and they have managed to buy an AK up in this round, so that's definitely unexpected.
Yeah, very interesting from Attacker there. He's getting super aggressive. I think he's got definitely the most frags. I think he's on 6 or 7 now, but just really backing himself, maybe trying to do what Dobu did in the previous map, but not working out. Just getting the 1-for-1. You would think it'd be advantageous, but there's the bomb dropped there, and that's just for shits. He's got absolutely nothing to work with here. He's got the Glock. We'll see if he can recover a weapon, but at this stage,
yeah, not much you can do
just
here.
hope and a prayer.
I think we sometimes see Na'Vi do a buy like this, where they just try and keep the CT's economy low, so they'll buy an AK. If that guy can get 2 or 3 kills, then it's huge for the next round, but unfortunately you can only get the 1. They do manage to pick up a second one with the Glock there, but yeah, not too much damage done for the CTs here, and they're going to have enough money to buy 4 here.
So we have Attacker trying to lead the way by example and only getting that 1 frag there. So he's going 7-3, trying to do something, make something work for his team. Unfortunately, a bit lacking. We see the all set up rifles. Beautiful to see for someone that has OCD, much like myself. But we'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we're not seeing an AWP come out for either team here, because Train's obviously a map where an AWP can have huge impact, but I guess neither of them really elected to go for that and save in the previous rounds for that, so let's see how they do with full rifles. Just a bit of a standard default here with Ivy presence as well as Brown Hole presence, but just seeing the CTs play standard setup as well with 2 NSL, I believe, and 2 inside.
And nice little nade there, touching down at Yaya's feet. He gets tagged down to just a little under half health, but at this stage, no contact has been made. Just biding their time a bit longer here.
So I really like this setup here from the CTs, having the 2 inside SL. So it really locks down, you can lock down T-Con, you lock down SL, and then you just have your third player just watching Ivy. So you kind of give them backhauls control here, like Old Bomb, and then this second player at inside can then go back and cover CT spawn. So you have the whole map covered here, and it's really, really efficient way of just having a forward position that can catch the Ts off. Also means they have 2 fast flanks towards inside, so if they do happen to go inside, then the CTs are definitely going to have a really strong defense there.
Looks like they're going to move their way towards E-main. Going to be interesting. Shredderpie is going to have a little bit of work to do. But it looks like that bomb is making its way towards that brown holes, as you call it there, Nebulun. Going to try and make that contact where Molly comes out. He's going to try and feed him forward. He needs to get this opening frag, which he does. Great work onto Dobu there, opening up the bomb site. Shredderpie needed to get that work done. Unfortunately, forced to Attacker. So it looks like every chance here. Shits manages to get the nice little flank onto Zhao, and now it's all on to Cabal and QKA. Yeah,
and unfortunately Attacker there wrapping around. That's great awareness to expect that player coming up SL. I think because of the way that Shredderpie was playing inside SL, he knew that a player was also in there and was going to push up. So great awareness from him there. And yeah, I guess Flash Gaming really just managing to catch off 5POWER. The player was going out quite early, and the SL players would have heard the guys running through Whitehall. So they would have said it's probably going to be inside here, but just the player going down super early there, he gets the entry and closes out the round pretty much.
Excellent work there. It was just see Cabal just making his way towards T-spawn. If the timing's not right, he might get spotted. I'm not too sure if he has been or not. Doesn't look like he'll get hunted.
He should be able to save here. Pretty standard position for a save, but the Ts don't really have enough money to be hunting. They'd rather just build up their economy, and it almost baits here the CT side into force buying this round, which is something the Ts would prefer, I guess, than them resetting their economy and getting things back in order. So we'll have to see if they choose to. It does look like they are going to do that. So this should make, as long as Flash Gaming can close out this round, it should make the next 2 rounds pretty easy for them, but We'll have to see. We've seen enough of these 4 spies win that I'm definitely not confident.
Absolutely. At this stage, they got 2 M4s and a scout as well. So really, they've got a lot more than they've made work before. We'll see Nebula just volleying off towards that upper position. Going to flash himself out. Did some great work earlier on in the previous round. But once again, typical setup coming out from Flash Gaming.
Yeah, I think it's the same setup here for 5POWER. So just the one, like the 2 players inside, 1 player watching Ivy, and then the 2 in SL. So it does look like they are going to do possibly E-box and sandwich smokes here from outside T-Con. It looks like they're in those smoke positions from what I can see on the map, which would mean they are going for a bit of an outside play here. But we'll have to see how this SL strat works for them, since last round it did fail, but somewhat because Schwaderpai missed a few shots that maybe he shouldn't have. But yeah, just a slow round coming out of Flash Gaming here.
Just under a minute left on the clock there. Bomb still towards that team main position. Looks like they might be heading towards that outer, as you're calling. A lot of movement towards Ivy there. As we do see Summer just maybe he's going to be given that position for free there if he does decide to make his way in, look for some sort of play to come through.
Yeah, I think he's thrown a smoke over there and possibly a flash, so the CT should be aware of his position, I think. But they've stacked 3 towards inside here, so I think possibly if they hear a lot of noise out on the outside train, they might just save. But that is a huge kill there for QKA, and I think that might give away what the T's round is, what the plan is in this round.
Yeah, we'll see the rotate coming through towards that bomb site though. And QKA doing a lot of work. They're very interesting from Nebula to try to make that play just blind going in towards SL. You're going to have to give me some insight onto that, Malta, but the bomb does still go down towards outer for shits. Manages to find one from the bar there, so nice little chance. Finds a second as well, which you really shouldn't have. Nice flick onto Dobu, but Zalj will trade him out with that MP9, so now it's just down to Summer. It's kind of looking for where he is. They've got no real idea. He manages to find Zalj. He needs to get the second as well, but QKA will take him down. So I mean, what was Nebula thinking just coming down of SL like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Usually players will just kind of show their legs and go up really quickly, and you can bait out shots that way to find out if they're in SL. I think maybe they just had a read that that you know they weren't playing in SL, so bit of a mistake there on his part. But in the end, 5POWER managed to make that force buy work, which, you know, I should start really just favouring the teams who are force buying here, since it seems to be what is going on in this game. As we see the T's force buy here, attacker on the Mac 10. Will be interesting to see if they choose to go for a fast strat here, but I think it looks like they're just doing their default again.
Yeah, the QKA with that up. He's got into a nice little position. I don't know if he's spotted Nebula, and I'm sure he got the pixel there. Eventually gets the frag, so that's an opening there. And one of the rifles down for the guys on Flash Gaming. That's just a matter of holding there. This makes their job all the more difficult.
Yeah, and that's just QKA showing why the AWP's so strong on this map. You know, when you know the T's don't have enough money for an AWP of their own, you can start getting a bit aggressive there and making picks that possibly would be punished if they had an AWP. But great pick there from him. He's chosen to fall off here. I think that might be him just under heaven there on the B bomb site. But yeah, it looks like he's rotating back, and he'll probably just hold higher amp here since the CTs have the man advantage.
Yeah, it looks like they might be facing towards that outer bomb site there. Bomb still towards Brown Horse, but it will be making its way down towards team main, so it looks like they're going to try to poise up as Cabal's in a nice little spot here if they do decide to push towards Ivy, but it looks like they're just going to head out towards team main. Still 40 seconds left.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of utility to work with as well. 3 or 4 smokes and a Molotov and a few flashes, so definitely a salvageable round here if they can find the entries quickly, but with Dobu in a pushed up position like this and the smoke still up team mid there, it does make it so hard for the T's to execute through this, but see what they can do.
Yeah, I guess his way out. I thought he was going to have to jump on Dobu there, but getting shut down straight away. Now they have to push ahead. Time's not in their favour. Some close quarters battles coming through just at 7s and 6s for both teams. Fishit's got himself into a nice position. Needs to find this frag. Manages to get Cabal, but it's all down to him. He's on 14 HP, and that time is not in his favour. And Schwaderpai will clean up the round to make it 5-2 for the guys on 5POWER. I mean, there's just so much dancing around smoke.
Yeah, I think
these two teams.
The 5POWER boys are using their smokes really well, so like they save their utility there late round. They're just smoking off something that they're scared of, so Dobu can watch T-Con and he can watch SL from that position, and when they do choose to push through the smoke, you have such an advantage there, so he is able to find one. Gets a bit unlucky on the timing there, but Schwaderpai is there to clean up for him.
As you see, not too much invested from the guys from Flash Gaming there. P250 onto Summer, and Fishit's with that Deagle. See if we can get anything done here, but this stage is going to be fairly clinical stuff, I imagine, for the guys on 5POWER. If they just, as long as they don't get a little bit too anxious.
Yeah, hopefully they aren't losing this round. They should just be playing it kind of standard. They've got the better weaponry, you know, they've got the utility, so I would like them to play 2 inside here. It does look like one's rotating back there, just because if there's only one, he can get overrun, and if they get deep inside control, it is quite hard to retake, even if they are on pistols, but it does look like they are just using this round as attack pause, so they're just standing around in spawn, having a chat, trying to figure out maybe what kind of strat they could do, maybe a fast strat. I haven't seen them do anything too quick yet. And the times when Attacker, if you remember back to when Attacker bought the AK and the armor and just ran out T-mid, he was able to find that pick quite early. And potentially, if the rest of the team had AKs in that situation, they might have won the round. So we might see them do a fast outside here. It is what I would like to see, the reaction from the Ts. But yeah, we'll have to see what they choose to do.
Very interesting here. There's 40 seconds left. They haven't really decided. Obviously, they're just going to go into a bit of a meat grinder here and just kind of... I mean, a bomb plant at this stage would be an absolute dream, but I mean, playing with the clock here, is there any kind of psychology where perhaps 5POWER read into this and they just don't kill anyone? Is there a play there?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you can leave the T's alive, that'd be amazing, but it does look like they've actually managed to get 3 kills as we've been talking. And this could definitely be a round that goes to Flash Gaming.
Oh, good. Now
10 seconds to get the bomb down, though.
QCK is not going to stop that bomb plant. I think...
Wow, and a round from absolutely nothing that
there was 3 Glocks there and no armor on anyone.
And that round started at basically 40 seconds when they, actually it might have even been like 25 seconds when they started to actually execute through Ivy there, and somehow they managed to win that. So that's a bit of a bit of a shamble there for
that's a huge, let's not sugarcoat it. That was terrible. Now, ZJ has obviously called for the pause, maybe some recalibration needed. A bit of a hard talking to his team there, but at that stage, that's a write-off, right? Like I said, meat grinder, they just want to get they just want to die, get their money, check it into the next round. 3 Glocks, just dancing around T-spawn for most of that first half, and like, to be fair, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, this is just gonna be a meat mixer here, and they come away with the round. I don't even know.
I don't really know where they got all those kills either. They kind of just all at once got 1 kill, and somehow they managed to win that round. It has put the CTs in a really bad force buy, but you know that might actually be good for 5POWER since they seem to be winning all of these rounds. The Ts, they've got the AWP, they've got full guns, full utility, so if they manage to lose this, that would be quite in line with what we've seen so far. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this stage, the smart money would be on 5POWER, but we'll see what can happen. Summer, I think this is the first time we've seen him with the AWP in hand. We'll see if we can find an opening, but I don't think he's going to get too much of a say here, especially because all these CT players are going to be playing close quarters with those pistols in hand. Zazjage with that MP9.
Does look like he's just sitting outside T-mid with the AWP, so I'm not sure. He's just holding, not going for a play here. Interesting that Summer's on the AWP, because I believe Nabulan is the...
Yeah.
He was the AWP last map, so maybe it's a bit of a hybrid. They just swap it around, but yeah, we'll have to see what they choose. They're playing very slow to start with, which is good against these ecos, or force buys, sorry. Just make them use their utility early, and then you can hit a site late and they won't have anything to help you with, to stop you with, sorry. But it does look like they are going for a team-mid execute here.
There you go. QKA manages to find one. Just popping heads with that 5-7 can be so dangerous here. So once again, Malta, I see you shake your head. You're too kind to say words, but this is obviously is shaping up to be one of those rounds. Manages to get the AK and he's got the armor as well. So if you see him make it work, Zazjage is just camping towards the bomb train, hiding in that smoke there. He can be very dangerous as someone's gotten into a nice little position there. He knows something could be happening.
And 2 more kills here for 5POWER. It is a 5v2.
Malta, I'm just going to leave.
5v1
I'm just
now.
going to leave you alone.
I mean,
there's no point talking about it because it's just like, let's just flip a coin every round. This is phenomenal.
look, it is what it is. You got to respect it for what it is. They are great pistol players. They've managed to...
That's a perfect round.
Have a perfect round there, so their economy is instantly out of the trash and straight back in, and Flash Gaming can actually buy into this round on 3 players, so I think we'll probably see them force buy, but I mean, that's not as tragic as losing the full eco round that 5POWER lost before, but they really kind of just, you know, gave that one back there to 5POWER, like, thanks for that, here you go.
That's phenomenal. I mean, at this stage, what can you even say? Attacker hasn't got that scout in hand. So this, you know, this probably is as close as we'll get to a full buy round come from both parties there. Nabulun there onto that CZ. The very aggressive peak coming through. Doesn't really land too much. Eric Bar's going to back him up so he can retreat to a safe position. Get some nice damage away onto a Yaya, an attacker. But like at this stage, I'm still in shock from those previous 2 rounds. We'll see what can happen, you know, A lot of damage done to Summer there as well through the spam.
Yeah, 5POWER really winning out of that that smoke spam war. A lot of utility expended though here by the CT side. So the Ts don't have a whole lot of utility, but the CTs have used a lot this round, so it's kind of even at this point. Yeah, I just can't believe how many force bar rounds we've seen in this series alone. Like, I think it's been like 9 or 10 rounds that just gone back and forth. It's crazy, crazy, crazy CS. Especially on a map like Train, where usually the force bar rounds are really hard to win because the rifles just have such long alleyways to take these duels. But
yeah, I wish I had words for it. Maybe it's just mind games.
yeah, deliberately giving up the rounds to break the economy. Something that I've definitely thought about in the past, but
Oh, it's only a matter of time. It's only not a thing until someone does it, right?
exactly, it's a
And then
theory
it becomes
until
a meta.
it becomes a meta. Does look like they are posturing towards this inside bomb site here for Flash Gaming. There are 2 players there. Not sure what kind of setup they've got, but I think it's just 2 rifles there. And chopping down a cell again.
Yeah, just completely naked. Just
No
hoping for the best.
flashbang.
Maybe he can just land on him and hope to get the break that way. But Zhao Jage doing great work here on this inner bomb site, cleaning a few things up. Someone gets into a nice position. It looks like the only frags that Flash find a lot of the time is on these flanks and the lurk player coming out big. But he does get the frags, but he's on 9 HP. Nothing to work with.
No time.
No time.
Unfortunately, a bit of a save here. If he gets taken
Oh,
down after time,
it's going to be a shame. Looks the wrong direction. That's very fortunate there that Cabal, you know, started to check that corner.
yeah, I mean, Summer took such an aggressive line there on such low HP. He was really taking a big risk, but he does manage to get away with it. He's been looking, I mean, just that round alone, he was looking quite sharp, so it's not all bad signs for Flash Gaming, but unfortunately their money is really not doing very well here, and I think 5POWER have enough money to buy for the next few rounds.
Yeah, so, I mean, it looked early on that everything was going towards the favor of Flash, and they won that weird Glock round, and then they threw it all away. So at this stage, you know, you obviously favor the CT side here, but do you think Flash can get out of this, especially considering the momentum carried over from that first map?
I mean, we saw them in the last map. They did have a little bit of a comeback in the second half, sorry, after winning that pistol round, and you know, they lost a few unfortunate rounds there, which really is what lost them the game, but they definitely could have been in a different position that last game if they didn't lose. I think it was like a 12-6 round, and they lost to Pistols, which was, again, story of this game, but you know, we'll have to see how they do with these Pistols here. They seem to be out team mid already, and I'm not sure if, yeah, it doesn't look like 5POWER are aware. Dobu, a great spray there.
Absolutely, QK missing that shot, but could be a bit of trouble there, but Dober does manage to clean up towards that outer bomb site. Ayaya does get back down to 15 HP, down to 6, now down to dead. Dober getting him towards Olaf, and now he's going to clean him up.
Yeah, unfortunately for Flash Gaming, they aren't able to win that force fire round there, or the little pistol round there. 5POWER, I think that might be the first time that we've seen a full gun round win against the half fire here,
Yeah,
but
it's weird to see when good old CS goes the way it should be going.
yeah, this is kind of the name of the game these days, with the CZ still as strong as it is, and the Deagle. I think as everyone individually is getting better as players, the Deagle becomes so strong because everyone's aim is really, you know, evening up. So even with the Deagle, you can find so many big entries on these pistol rounds, and yeah, it's really fun CS to watch.
Absolutely. I give you 50-50 multi, you can choose a side.
I mean, I'd have to go with the CTs here. Full
Yep.
utility, they've got the AWP, but, you know,
You want to bet dinner on it?
bet dinner?
You're betting man, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll provide dinner, but being...
Oh, you know,
yeah.
it's more of a turn of phrase.
Okay.
Oh, no, let's bet a dinner. Doesn't
An
have to be tonight.
actual dinner,
Yeah,
yeah.
when we actually go on a mandate sometime.
So you want Flash Gaming?
No, I'll just take whoever you don't take.
Might be weird if we go on a date, because I'm pretty, you know, I'm quite a lot younger than you, so it might be weird if we go on a bit of
wow.
a date together, you know? People might ask questions, Danny.
Why would you have to be so rude? We're just having a bit of fun. But let's see what happens right now. Yes, you know, if I was a betting man, I would definitely take 5POWER, but I'll give you the call there. So come on, Flash Gaming. Got to be a little bit more of a bias around here as we see the great setup coming out from Flash Gaming here. They look like, you know, just classic stuff. It hasn't really worked out too much, but they do have the utility. They do have the AKs at this time around, just waiting towards that 40-second mark. We'll see what happens. The smokes will go out onto that outer bomb site. Interesting to see if they'll go for a fake one or not, but it looks like they're just heading towards team main. And there is quite a bit of presence here. Shredder Pride not getting too much. We'll see if he gets aggressive and pushed towards E-Box. Quite the frag with that smoke.
Yeah, unfortunately the smokes, with the new updated train, they blocked off the front of the bomb train, so throwing the front bomb train smokes harder. They've gone for a mid bomb train smoke instead, and it has given them a one-way there for the CTs, and it looks like 5POWER is cleaning up here. Needs to go big here on shits. Does pick up one.
Yeah, it's good work there, looking for those one-on-ones, trying to make the numbers even. Nablu manages to find Cabal as well, though, but Dobu just loves hovering above and raining down terror. And look at that nice
Beautiful
frag
there.
on
Beautiful
60
shooting.
shits.
Great
Great
round
control
there from 5POWER. The match
Looks
shut
like
it
how you
out.
did it.
Yep. What are we getting?
I think the bigger loss for me is having to go to dinner with you, more so than the cost of the dinner itself.
Breaking a man's heart there, Danny.
Hey man, you called me like, you pretty much called me,
Old.
I don't know if I can say those
Yeah.
words,
Old.
rhymes with,
No, don't. Don't even try.
don't.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
so 9-3, CT timeout.
Yeah, the T side,
Interesting.
it looks like they probably will force by here. Not much utility, and definitely not an AWP. They don't have enough money for that, but I think, you know, knowing these teams, the force buy is definitely in order. What I would like to see Flash Gaming do is try and get a half buy here, and just, you know, you can build up your economy. So next round, you've got enough utility and probably an AWP going into this, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. They've just brought up a bit of utility and a CZ on Navalan here so he can buy the utility. So we might be seeing them going into like a set strat here. So he's bought the nades that he needs for this strat, but we'll see how they choose to play this out. 4 towards inside early and 1 just going T mid. So it looks like it might be an inside play here with just 1 player faking in T mid. So he'll be lurking out late. See what kind of utility they're using.
Very interesting to see what South Edge can get done if it does go towards that bomb tank. He has got that fabled Dak in his hand. Could be absolutely devastating if they did make that play towards low ramp. We'll see what happens.
So TC have made a good rotate here. They've moved 1 inside. They're moving the Dak back a little bit, so they might be caught in rotation here as the T's run down low ramp here. Dobu all to do, but CTs both get taken down inside. Schwarterpie with a nice little refrag there, and it looks like he might be pushing up SL right into the waiting barrel of a T player here.
Yep, absolutely. Shit's getting a nice, easy frag onto Schwarterpie. Now it's just Cabal. Gonna have to do some work, both coming from CT spawn. Nade rains out. It's going to give away their position. Does manage to do a bit of damage onto AI. He's going to flash himself out, get very aggressive. Manages to find one. Did spot that second player as well.
That really looked like AI might have just timed out there, unfortunately, but for shits here, this is the 1v2, 3k in the round if he can get it. Beautiful from him.
Well done.
Unfortunately, he does die, so the T's money is looking absolutely tragic, but they did need that round. If they can get 1 more out of the last 2 rounds here, then they are actually looking pretty good going to that CT side, but yeah, unfortunately, their money is looking really, really tragic.
Yeah. I mean, based on what they've been going for, obviously they're going to, you know, have
Force
to
buy.
roll the dice there. Not too bad. They should be able to rifle up at the least at this stage. As I say, that someone opts for that utility with the UMP in hand.
Yeah, but no head armor on those 2 players, IAR and Attacker, which against the M4s and even this MP9 can just be a huge, huge thing.
Okay, finds a nice opening to his count. Manages to back it up with the frag of Attacker as well there. Now Nablu's just going to have to go out. They've actually made their way onto this out of bomb site, and Fishits will get a nice frag onto Cabal there.
And this guy's been on fire this whole game. I feel like every time we've seen a round here from Flash Gaming, we've been saying his name, which is, you know, somewhat embarrassing for us. But here we see Schwarterpie, Scout, no head armor, 1v3. Looks like the round is going to Flash Gaming here. And that is actually really good. It means they now have enough money for this last round, and the CTs have terrible money, so no AWPs coming out. Probably going to see a Scout, I think, but, you know, 5POWER have won these rounds before, and I think I'll double or nothing on that bet with you, and I'll say that 5POWER wins this round.
Well, yeah, they got them for
2 dinners now.
You got that. I'll take the double or nothing. Happily take the double or nothing. Surely just a single cheeseburger counts for dinner, right?
Yeah.
I'll just bring it to your house. No, I'll ship it to Melbourne.
Yeah, you got to ship it all the way down, sadly.
Cabal's in a nice little position here. Could be quite devastating if it does time it correctly, and we'll see if we can make the 5% work. Definitely made it work for the earlier parts of this first half.
Fortunately, he lost his teammate there that was playing vibes with him, so he is going to find a kill somehow, which is a bit of a misspray there from IAR, unfortunately, but a 1-for-1. Looking like the T's have a lot of control here at outside. The CT's elected to stack inside with just 1 holding CT spawn and 1 in SL. Not the best setup here for the CTs.
See what can happen there. moving very far forward. It definitely will be this outer push. We'll see what can happen. As Dobu actually does have that scout though, so if he gets picked, he might be able to find a frag and give his team a chance. But at this stage, it looks like it might be slim pickings for the guys on 5POWER.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Flash Gaming choose to go out through the sunny side here, they definitely will have a big advantage in the round. But if Dobu's able to get a couple of scout tags here, I think even one of the players here on Summer, if you can pick up this kill on Summer, that's a huge kill there for Dobu. Gives him a lot of freedom in the round here to pick out from Vines.
Yeah, as they make the way forward. They could spot the bomb carrier here, which I believe they have, and Schroederpie is just making his way towards SL there. So it could be a little bit of a pinch situation as they are in quite good position. Zhao Jage drops the bomb carrier, which is absolutely huge in Q.
Two dinners, Danny. You were so confident going into that, but I knew, you know, deep down.
Man. It's a bit of fun, but wow, that's phenomenal. Was that a clean? No, they lost one player there.
Yeah, just one player going down there for 5POWER. Unfortunately for IAR, I think the first kill of that round might have just been a bit of a whiffed spray there from him. He's having a bit of a rough game, but the train T side can be, you know, I've definitely had games here where I've gone 0-0-15, so...
Yeah, most of your games, right?
Yeah. That's actually my official stats page on HLTV, is just
0-0.
no kills, but...
Surely, have you ever gone 0-0-15? That's very difficult.
Okay, once. On Nuke, it was like... It's on
game,
on HLTV, yeah. It was against... It was against... it was a CGP game back when I was playing for Chiefs, and it was embarrassing, and I felt
it's a team game, man.
Terrible.
If you're doing what you need to do and no one comes your way, what are you gonna do?
No, I missed.
That's what the
Everyone came my way, and I just missed shots, which is, you know, it happens. CS is a game about shooting.
Well,
people.
I mean, you know what they say about golf, right? They say if a professional golfer with the torque and the power they have missed the spot on the ball by like 2, you know, they've got dimples, by 2 or 3 dimples, their drive goes like, you know, 10, 20 meters left or right.
2 or 3. Those are, yeah, there's quite a, how many dimples on a golf ball?
Heaps, yeah, it's like nothing. It's like a fraction of a millimeter or just a couple of millimeters. Counter-Strike's the same thing in terms of form. It's so tough and unrelenting that you could be missing shots by literally a pixel.
But it still misses.
Yeah, it still misses, and then you just go into this form, and obviously the psychological factors play into it, and then by the time you know it, you're manager and not player anymore.
This is a great push here from Attacker. I'm not sure how. I think he might have just gone up SL and then straight away.
Just running away now. It's got the info.
Yeah.
It's going to hightail it out there as Dobu actually makes his way through Ivy. And this is a bit of a free entry. He gets a couple of shots with that Glock. Very hard to rein in. Zhao Jage needs to get the kill from behind, which he will.
Eventually.
Than wanting, and gets the second one onto that player in towards Z there. So
yeah, it looks like
nice
5POWER. Almost a clean round there. Someone getting one, but it does look like Shishitz is pretty screwed in this round.
Yeah, that's a very eloquent way to put it. Managed to get a shot away, but not the frag, and will get taken down. He's leading the way for Shits, and could have padded his stats a little bit more there, but unfortunately gets taken down in Z. Nice 4 up, 5POWER, and the guns will come out. Not mucking around here today. Just looking to close it out and obviously take out that series, having taken out Dust 2 already. Why do I feel like you have a Glock fade? I don't know.
I used to, but
yeah.
it's too expensive, Danny.
It's so expensive.
I had to
You're a pro player on a lucrative team. You have a HAL though, right? Still.
Yeah. You gotta skins make you a better player, and that is why
100%.
if you've ever seen these Chinese teams, a lot of skins coming out for them, but we should probably get more back on track into the game. We are seeing Flash Gaming here with the 4-spy, and we've seen the 4-spies work out for these CT sides so often, Danny. Bit of a shame, but hopefully 5POWER can navigate their way around the map here so we don't see the CTs winning, but first scout tag coming out there, it's not a good sign for 5POWER.
Scouts have been so detrimental with this. Nade might touch down there. Doesn't do too much damage, draw a couple of HP points of individual players, but Doe with 29 health with that scout tag. We'll see what can happen here. A couple of CZs, Deagle on Attacker, and at this stage, surely you're not going towards Flash Gaming. This just can't happen again. Surely they have to stabilize and really win the rounds they're meant to win.
Yeah, I really want to believe that 5POWER are better than this, but it does not look they aren't better than this, Danny.
Oh goodness, who knows what's going to happen. They
have answered with 2 of their own and a 3rd, so they have brought the round back into their advantage, but such a scrappy round here for both teams.
Shit might get into a nice position, gets a nice shot onto Dobu there. Unfortunately not to go with the frag. USP is going to be difficult to work with. It actually manages to clean up the kill though, so everything I say happens in opposite, so Very tempted to just stop talking as Fuse manages to find one. Now it's a 1-on-1 situation. Summer does know where he's got the scout as well. Just seeing if there is a gun or anything to go, but he kind of does have to stick this in this position. Zhao just needs to get the frag.
Yeah, it looks like Zhao doesn't think he's sticking the bomb, so I think the CT side are going to win this round here.
So done.
Unfortunately for 5POWER.
Oh my gosh, if he hit that wallbang as well, I just would have been all over.
Somehow it's happened again. Unfortunately,
wow.
but it happens.
There was a moment there where 5POWER, it was a 3-on-2 once again, wasn't it? And the USP kill from a fair distance.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was front bomb, but they really
shouldn't have happened.
missed a few shots there again.
Definitely shouldn't happen.
Definitely shouldn't happen. I think he might have seen the player Z and then kind of just got a bit flustered and shot between the two players. Happens sometimes, unfortunately. But we are seeing just a bit of a deagle by here from 5POWER. They've got the AK on Just Age that he saved from that round, so if he can do enough damage in this round, definitely keep the economy low for the CTs, where we're seeing Summer is the only one with any substantial amount of money. And it does look like they are just posturing towards inside.
We'll see if they can make it work, and obviously if history is anything to go by, you really would back 5POWER in this situation, but Summer here should get a nice shot. It actually comes off worse for wear against that Deagle there, so very interesting to see, but I guess that is the story that has been told thus far. Yaya just watching, waiting for any presents, not going to see any friends anytime soon as they're also making their way up towards the brown halls there. Cabal gets taken down on upper with a nice shot from Summer. They correct from the scout, and the scout really has been the catalyst for all these sort of force buys, hasn't it? Doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, the scout, and it is something that Train lends itself to a lot. The scout is just all those long-range fights. You can get so many, but we're seeing a lot of headshots with the scout, which is just really nice shooting here from both sides on their CT side.
There you go, Fish is definitely not. The bomb has been dropped there, unfortunately not getting another frag onto it. Dobu needs to land one of these Deagle shots now. It's just down to Schwaderpai and Zhao. They do have a gun and a flash and a molly, so something to work with, but at this stage against these FAMASs and the way someone's hitting those shots, you've got to think really the odds aren't in their favor. Just under 30 seconds left to play. Looks like just going to kind of hold and really be patient on towards this inner bomb site, but making their way towards SL.
We're seeing a great play here from the CT player in T mid. He's just playing there, waiting for the guys to come at SL, and he can swing on them now, and it's just free frags, shut them out of the round. Not enough time here for Zhao to really do anything. As I say that, he managed to pick up 3 quick kills. He won't have time to plant the bomb, though. I don't think he's just going to save into this next round, but that damage there that's come out from him, pretty much alone, I think. He's done 4 kills in that round, and he's really damaged the CT economy. They can't buy M4s going into this next round, and
that was huge.
That was out of nowhere.
Just B hopping around, just flicking, just like a little turret there, taking it down. Does heaps of economic damage, which might be the platform for 5POWER to really just close out this map here. But it does look like Flash Gaming Summer does have that orb once again, and a couple of FAMASs coming out.
Yeah, not a very good looking buy here from the CT side. Really low utility. Nabalan really the only one who has anything substantial. And yeah, only 1 kid here for Summer, and if this round drops, then their money's going to be in shambles for the next 2.
It's going to be difficult indeed, though. So I might get a nice frag, pixel shot onto Dobu there. Manages to find the player crossing as well, so he's going to have him pegged in between a rock and a hard place here as long as he holds that line, but it looks like Cabal's not going to give it away too easily here.
Yeah, that's really nice positioning of the AWP there. I think the T's probably, they just didn't have enough utility there to flash the AWP off the line, so they kind of risked that he wasn't there, and unfortunately it punished them, but they look like they are making a little play down low ramp here, which is actually really good with the position that Fishes has, but it's picked at the right time. Gets taken down by Zhao. Nice smoke here, cuts off the vision from the CT, so they might think that more than one player's down. He's picked up
Eventually
2 big kills there. He nearly got attacker as well, but Cabal's lurk here is so huge. You've seen that player, thinks he's gone into Z. I don't think he's going to expect the player here on SL wall. He does pick up 1, but Summer with a refrag. And looks like they're both going back to back lane. So they have a good read here that the player's going to outside since Cabal had that positioning. We'll have to see if QKA can do any damage here.
It is going to be very difficult indeed. Attacker just making his way towards bomb train.
So it looks like they're just setting up here to wait for him to plant the bomb. But if QKA has a feeling this is what they're doing, he's going to pick the old bomb line here. He might be able to pick up attacker. Great first kill there for him. He's got no time to go inside though, and I think Summer here is just... Oh no! He's gotten off the bomb, he's planted. He's going to hear these footsteps, but nothing he can do there. Just didn't have enough time there. Almost did it.
I thought for a second that QK was going to get one
Yeah.
of those disgusting flicks. A little bit of a whiff there, but someone does manage to close it out.
Yeah,
Nice
sometimes
4K.
when you're running at someone with the USB out and you're just hitting shots, but it doesn't do enough. They're able to hit you with an instant headshot, but not in this case. We do see someone closing that out with a nice 4K. And the CTs really need to get their money back on track. That's 2 rounds in a row they've had one alive. We're seeing more FAMASs coming out and less utility each time. But the T's have decided to go for a force buy here, just a pistol armor CZs. I'd say it's going to be somewhat of an inside rush / contact, but yeah, we'll have to see. They are walking here.
So 5-stack of CZs, a little bit of utility. What do you put this on, Liam? You've been calling pretty much every single one of these sort of force buy weird gun rounds correctly.
You want to go double or nothing
No,
again,
definitely
do you,
not.
Danny?
I know
Well,
I'm a beaten man, and they say you shouldn't throw good money after bad. So let's just write that off.
I'm going to have to say, I think Flash Gaming probably have this one. They've
I'm
got 2
taking that
towards
bet.
inside.
Double or nothing again.
Double or
take
nothing?
it. Take it.
You sure?
Oh, no.
Danny,
Oh, wow. Cabal is on 12 HP and a dream to stop me from buying Malta 4 dinners, I guess, now, if that maths is correct, but it looks like he's going to get shut down upon. Finds 1. And very
happening,
stressed casting right now because that nade's going to touch him down, I believe. Yes, it does. Great nade there coming out from Summer. And Cabal going down. Oh, Liam Malta Schembri? How do you say that?
you got it right the first time.
4 dinners now. Wow. This is so expensive, this train map.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
it could all crumble with another double or nothing.
I guess
I
that's
could
the better,
lose
right?
it all, yeah. I might cash out. I
Or
think
you could have free dinners for the rest of the year.
for the rest of the year, yeah.
Jeez.
Each time it doubles, we're getting bigger and bigger, so definitely keep it going. Got to thank 5POWER there for not winning that round, and Flash Gaming for shutting it down when they should.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way that it should have gone for the first time we do see it. Great work from Fishits there, just holding down that inner bomb site here. Now Summer. Little angle here.
Interesting nade there. Never seen that. I'm not sure if he missed through that or not. I thought it was going to land back up on the ledge with himself and nade him and his teammate, but I don't think it did any damage there in itself. Looks like the T's are just playing pretty passive right now, trying to just put pressure around the map, use utility from the CTs since they know they don't have a whole lot.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, 11-9, you've got to think at this stage, 5POWER does need to start worrying. Is it a lack of execution coming out from that T side, or just an inability to really get that economy going?
I think it's a little bit of everything. They had such close rounds early on in the half that you kind of want to favour them to still win this game out, but Flash Gaming is showing a pretty good CT side, and not dropping the anti-eco round that they just won is actually like a really big step into them winning this game. So we see Summer picking up 1 and managed to get the 2nd as well, and a 3rd there at Ivy. That is crazy offing there from him. I think he's pretty much just locked 5POWER out of this game as Attacker picks up 1 and gets the 2nd as well.
Yes,
Clean round there.
Clinical. Beautiful stuff, Summer. I mean, nothing to take away from his AWPing there, but just kind of picking one out, giving Summer every opportunity to do exactly what he did there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good for Flash Gaming. They managed to get their economy kind of back into order. They've got a few rounds to work with here. They're only one round off 5POWER here, and this is a force buy round. So if they can convert this like they did the last one, then I think we'll see them, taking a pretty commanding position here in this map.
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Last
No.
one.
No.
Eight dinners.
Okay, Flash
yes.
Gaming wins though.
Okay, sure. Okay, well, this
Oh.
is terrible. Cabal manages to find the shot, but gets traded out by Nabool. And now the USP doing some work onto QKA. Now it's just down to ZazJage. Oh my god, I can't afford 8 dinners. This is ridiculous. He does get 1 bink onto Yaya. Manages to find the frag. Finds the 2nd as well. And that's got to get away with his life. I think he's only got 1 clip left. And Nabulin's got to do easy work at this. 11-11. And DK owes Malta 8 dinners. And sure, let's just stop there. Let's stop this. This is terrible.
Yeah, look, I actually feel bad for you at this point. So
I don't want your sympathy. I'm a man of my word. You'll get your 8 dinners. Don't you worry.
all right, you better. Otherwise, you'll be hearing from
You're
a friend of mine.
Oh,
My
wow.
attorney.
That's like real,
Yeah.
Italian style. Not, you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even mean attorney, did you? You meant
No,
someone
no.
whose surname's Soprano or something.
Yeah, well, mate, surname Schembri. All right, we got the Maltese. We got some friends in high places here, so
Oh god, you'll
Just
be
have to
hearing
make a
from
call.
friend of mine. Wow, everyone heard that. So if I end up in a ditch somewhere, as some interesting aggression comes out, ZazJage managed to get the 1, but the trades very quickly from Summer and Attacker, and Yaya doing some great work onto Dobu there. Now, Attacker just taking a couple of peeks, manages to drop the bomb carrier in Cabal, and that's just down to QKA with the AWP in hand. It's got full utility as well, but this stage, you got to think with the bomb in the position that it's in, it's going to be very difficult for him. Does get the AWP. Should really win that fight. Goes for a second attempt at it, but yeah, just recalibrates, get that spray down onto QKA, and it's a nice little round right at this stage. Flash Gaming, they've strung together a couple of rounds there. Look at Summer going 20-14. He's picked up his game as well, and for shit's 25. Some nice numbers posted up from these two players. It doesn't look like it's going to go any other way right now, does it?
No, they've taken the lead back. I think that's the first time they've had the lead since the pistol round. I think they won the pistol round, then lost the force buy after that. So this is the first time they've had it since then. They had a really nice setup there with 3 towards inside. It's actually an old phase setup where they have 2 on the low ramp, 1 playing anti, 1 spotting, and then the AWP peaks high ramp. So they managed to get a nice 2-for-1 there, and from there, the round just crumbled there for 5POWER.
Yeah, we'll see a fast play down. Now Dobu is in that SL position, which is great. He's done that very quickly, but it looks like they're just going to play a bit more passively towards that outer bomb site there. Oyaya does manage to spot and get a little bit of damage down onto Cabal. Slowing down a little bit, making a bit of noise, just trying to get a bit of damage through that smoke there. Let his presence be known.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I think he spammed a little bit early, so the CT player that was there wasn't getting tagged. I think Fishits was definitely going to be pushing up there and getting a bit closer, but when the spam started, he chose not to walk into that.
Nablin with a nice little angle there. Expected him to do a bit more damage than he did, but Dobu's a little bit worse for wear there. A nice little crouch peek coming out from Cabal, manages to find that Ivy player. Now it's just down to Attacker to hold this line.
We're seeing QKA, he's actually walked out T-Con here and he's made it to the bomb train. He's just been spotted there and taken out. That's so unlucky. Timing there just wasn't with him. It does look like 5POWER are just kind of going for a split pick round here, so they're just kind of all peeking in their different respective spots, trying to find a kill. But it does look like they are going to be taking SL, like going down SL here and just hitting outside with the 1 Ivy player.
We'll see if Schreiderpie can come up with an entry there. He's got some sort of awareness that there is a player towards that Z bomb train area. He hasn't really spotted anyone, making a lot of noise here. From where his position there, the bullet on the bomb train is going to get some work done there. Gets taken out straight away as Attacker takes down South Age. Now Cabal's going to find this frag onto Attacker. And it looks like it's just down to Fishits. He has been doing quite well, but at this stage you think...
you got to favour 5POWER in this one.
Yeah, if he doesn't find this early first frag before they get into these positions, Dover should have him closed out though. May just take down Cabal though for his trouble, and Schreiderpie picks up that AWP. So 12-12 and just literally everything okay.
Everything we say.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Flash Game's going to run away with it. No, it's 12-12. 5POWER have an opportunity to close out this map and in turn the series. We'll see what will happen as the buy is quite healthy from both teams. I don't remember the last time it's kind of happened.
Oh, Cabal here with just no head armor, but that could impact the round actually with just 1 M4 shot taking him down. Just their damage that they've been doing over the past few rounds to the CT economy has really kept them quite honest, and we're definitely seeing it have an effect here where this round really is a win or lose for either team. Not sure why QKA just shot at Dobu, but I think he just wanted his AWP back. He said, "Oi, give that back, mate. I'm the AWPer of this team." So Dobu taken down to 64 health. That's an interesting one. I'll get Irk to ask Dobu what happened there later, but we're just seeing another standard round here from the T's. They've got SL control. Looks like they've got 1 above SL and 1 down SL, just holding control of the inside push there as well. And then a bit of a fight happening here from Cabal. Fortunately does get taken down there by Summer.
Yeah, so nice forward positioning there. Not really expecting players to be there. And in turn, they do get rewarded for their bravery. Oh, they could line up here for Summer, but just managed to get Zalgage. And now Schreiderpie is in a bit of an awkward position right now. He's going to get taken down from Attacker. Now QKA has got the AWP against 5 players. Manages to find the 1 there. But you think that's all he's going to go with Attacker. Should rain down Terra from above, which he does. Interesting to see if they go for that double AWP setup.
Looks like they won't.
Yeah.
I mean, just the 1 AWP setup's been working pretty well for them. Summer's been, I'm not sure if that his score that's come up on the screen right now is accurate, but he has been pretty insane for them. He's been getting a lot of kills, clutching rounds. So I think just him on the AWP's really all you need for now. Their money, kind of decent here. They did save 3 guns going into that round, I think, so that's enough for them. And the T's here are really just on their last legs. I think if they lose this round, then next one's a full eco, and then the last round's just going to be a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it's been pretty difficult right now. We haven't really seen anything too outstanding in terms of executions. Yeah, maybe they've got something left in the bag. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure about 5POWER's train. I haven't had a look at their map pool, but I assume Flash Gaming picked this because it favours them, and it definitely is looking that way. 5POWER's kind of just look like they're going for individual plays around the map and trying to make that work, which for a few rounds it has, but for most of the time it's just been looking like flash games and shutting them down.
Yeah, can't really bank a whole map on out-and-out plays, unfortunately. This is definitely showing, but still an opportunity here. QK, like you said, the only rifle player's got to do a lot of work here, try to open something up for his teammates.
Yeah, we'll have to see if you can find any entries here. The rest of them, really not a whole lot of utility to work with, though the fact that they do have 3 smokes and these flashbangs makes me think they might be going for some sort of outside execute or an inside execute possibly, but I don't think they would have bought those that utility without having a plan for it, so we'll see what they choose to do with it. Looks like one might be doing, I think, a smoke here for CTCon from inside and then committing down, so it's a bit of a fake here and then 3 towards Ivy, it seems.
We'll see if it does pan out there. We only see a Yaya with that AK holding towards that Ivy position, so if it gets taken down or traded, might be a nice opportunity, but there's still a very heavy presence towards that bomb train there, so they might just be walking into an absolute crossfire here, which is not going to be good. Attacker opens the account onto Dobu, and there you go. They managed to get the one. QK actually gets away with a frag, which probably shouldn't have, so it's 2 on 3. Still good health on these players, so there's an opportunity there for 5POWER, but only 10 seconds left. This bomb will go down there. Cabal, very fortunate to get away with his life, and does get the frag onto Summer as well.
Suddenly, this round's really winnable here for QKA.
Oh.
Manages to get the first one, not the second, unfortunately, but Flash Gaming looking pretty good in that round. I'm not sure, I think IAR might have heard them running at Vines there, so he got a lot of early information, which is why the CTs rotated back out. But yeah, well played from them, good rotations, and a nice little 2v1 there.
Absolutely, this Flash Gaming edge ever closer towards that match point. Like I said, can't see them fighting to this round, so we'll see if 5POWER can do what Flash Gaming did a bit earlier and just get some Heaven Hail Mary Glock odd pistol round. Do you see the CTs coming up, just obviously managing that economy, but they definitely don't want to go for wishing in that final round. QK still 2600.
Yeah, this has really just gone downhill for 5POWER, I think, here. I think we saw them take the first half 10-5, but since Train is just such a CT-sided map here, Flash Gaming have really shown that they are a competent Train team here, and yeah, look at this. They're just breaking the attack here from 5POWER.
Yeah, shutting it down completely. Shutterby gets tagged down as well. He should be taken care of very shortly. Attacker's going to get the jump on him most definitely, and now Zhao Zhage has got the bomb, and it'll be very interesting to see what he comes up with.
Shouldn't be able to get anything done here, to be honest. At Vine, Summer's posted on the line. Great 3K there from him. I think he's been the main reason that they haven't been losing these force buy rounds here. He's been getting a lot of early picks on the AWP, and I think every round here for Flash Gaming has started as a 4v5 with him finding a pick. So he's been doing such a great job moving that AWP around and just finding the pick at Ivy quite a few times as well on Cabal.
There you have it, the buy coming out now. They do really need to stave it off. They do want to take it into OT and have a chance to make it a clean sweep here, 2-0 in the series, but it looks like we will be heading towards, most likely, that third map, as the utility is worse for wear. You see that Cabal's just going to go for it. Hasn't really worked for anyone thus far, maybe just hoping that he could beat the CT player there, but will get taken down by Nabul fairly simply. And,
yeah, that's a pretty big loss there. Dals managed to get traded there by Schwartepie, and the team's actually managed to get our T-Con here to sandwich, so I think we see Summer here AWPing in Vines. He's got the cross to the site, so we'll have to see them smoke off this back green line, otherwise they're going to be in a bit of trouble. But the CT's here rotating Old Bomb and CT-Con. Pretty good rotation there. It's actually IAR without an AWP there, so they can actually cross to the side here with not too much trouble, but Summer coming from back lanes, picks up Dobu. That's the bomb down, so unfortunately, I'm not sure if Dobu knew he had the bomb there, but not a great position for that one to drop.
Absolutely. QK manages to find for shits there as well, so it's still 2 on 2, but they know where the bomb is.
This
still
is
quite a bit of time to work.
Yeah, heaps of time, and this is a great rotation here from Summer. So they knew that one was Ivy and that one was back lanes. Schwartepie seems to be aware of it, which is incredible awareness from him. That's so good. So here, IAR needs to quickly go and find out this other frag before the player from CDCon gets back, but it looks like he actually does manage to pick up the first one. Oh, and he managed to pick up the second as well. Closing out the map there with a big 1v2. And Flash Gaming. Yeah. Bit of a comeback there. Not what we expected, but...
Yeah, absolutely. They're very comfortable on that CT side. Was it them being comfortable, or was it 5POWER just kind of going a bit worse for wear on that T side? Who knows?
Yeah, I think 5POWER didn't really have a whole lot of strategy going into that. They're kind of just trying to rely on their individual skill, which I think in the last map they proved that individually they are like a very, very skillful team and can just take out all the players on Flash Gaming. But Flash Gaming bouncing back, and Summer really just having a huge performance there. And actually, for Shits there, having a huge one as well. 30 for 20. That is a pretty good scoreline there for a 16-12 game. But yeah.
Well, there you have it there. One apiece between Flash Gaming and 5POWER. We'll be heading to that third map to see who makes it through to the next round of Extremesland. Stay tuned.
Like the drum in the deep, and the water from around slowly weeps. Like your eyes, cold as ice, dead as the dark. Was our love after all just a watermark in the frozen lake there reflected? All of a suddenly disconnected. Now the darkness is approaching, flooding in my tears. My heart is choking. Gonna take some time, but I prove I'm stronger. The devil's gonna hold you, pull me under tonight. Make a fire, put away my tears. Gonna creep out those wasted years. Those wasted years.
The best audio setting is the one you're comfortable with, so you can act and react anytime. Intuitive touch panel for treble and bass adjustment. With driverless design, you just plug and play. Everyone grips the mouse differently, so how can one mouse work for all? Different sizes and shapes for your options. Pick the one that fits your grip for long-lasting comfort and gameplay. With driverless design, you just plug and play.
As far as I know, everyone on the team who has tried the new screen from BenQ is using the feature with 240 Hz. It's so amazing, the transition is so great.
I think for me the most important when I play the game is that I feel that all my actions directly represented on the monitor. This is just another level on top of that, I would say.
It improves your gameplay a lot. You can react much faster on these kinds of minders, and like once you play on 240 Hz, you can't go back.
Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
another borderline. Try not to know too much. Try not to notice. I try not to go, but I keep on moving now. I think I'm better off alone. Over the borderline. Over the borderline. Try not to know too much. Try not to notice. I try not to go, but I keep on moving now. I think I'm better off alone. Over the borderline. Hold out something you wanted, and there's no doubt.
see if they can bring it back. We see Nebulon's gone down very early there, but these pistol rounds haven't really dictated much. I guess that's sort of the way it's headed. Obviously, we're still playing on the old patch, but I mean, at this stage, you can't really tell too much. But right now, it looks like Flash Gaming is losing all their players. They're attacking, finding a nice frag, couple headshots there for him, but he needs to clutch out in a 3v1 situation. Bomb has been planted for a little bit as well, and they know exactly where he is. He's pegged him towards headshot, and a headshot it will be from QKA to take him down.
Yeah, beautiful first round there from 5POWER. They just, hit B site. Flash Gaming playing retake there, and unfortunately they just couldn't make the frags happen where 5POWER could. So, yeah, great pistol round there.
I love Cache. Love me some Cache.
Simple map,
yeah,
and I'm a simple man.
Ugh.
Just some aim battles here. Nice, basic strategy. It's what you want to see, Danny. It's what you want to see. Great map for the third one in the series. Yeah,
the decider here. We really did think that 5POWER was going to run away with it, especially with that first half on train, but lo and behold, Flash Gaming bringing it back. So we'll see. They do start on the CT side over here in QK, opening up the account with that frag onto Summer there, and the MP5 doing work towards Squeaky. Once again, Flash Gaming with the lack of numbers there. Attacker with that CZ there, just trying to make some magic happen towards the forklift there. That nade, very fortunate not to take him down. Any lower than 22 there, but the molly will get him out of that spot. Spam through the smoke. Doesn't find too much though, so just rotating around to that B bomb site, which is a correct call. Be a lot easier fight over there because there is no one to fight.
Yeah, it took them a little bit too long to get out of A main there, so they knew that they had to either pull the trigger or just rotate back. So they've made the right call here, rotating to B. All the CTs had stacked towards A bomb site, so looks like in this round, 5POWER should be cleaning it up there. Great kill from Cabal there in mid with the new MP5. See if Napoleon can take him out.
Look, he's trying to find something, but not going to take the risk there.
Yeah, probably neither of these players really need to go for that kill. I think for the CTs, it is just try and get as much damage as you can. Zhao Sage managing to pick up one with that MAC-10 before he gets taken out, but Shadowpie there to counter trade, and seeing 5POWER with 3 men going into the third round, which actually might be the only time that after the pistol round, the same team has converted the second round. So
yeah, definitely might be the case.
And that really could, spell 5POWER in a good position to win this map. But about to see, we've seen the USPs win rounds before. One PT50 coming out for attacker, so.
Well, just based on what we saw over on Dust 2 as well, I mean, do you really favour 5POWER here? We've seen how explosive they can be. If one of their players just starts popping off again, could be a very one-sided story once again as someone gets a little bit of damage down, and Zhao Sage just managed to get away and taking down Summer as well. But quick trades coming with the USPs. The pistols just being so dynamic today in this best-of-3 series, but it looks like the numbers will equalise there, and Quarterfinals is just going to plant that bomb down on towards that B bomb side here. So looks like they're all kind of huddled towards mid here.
Yeah, all 3 CTs trying to come through vent there. I think they got mollied off, so looks like they're just going to be saving that AK, which I think is a great call. Just use the 2 players with pistols to defend and let the AK player kind of hide away somewhere. Impressive they managed to get 2 kills in this round, just keeping the economy of 5POWER honest. But yeah, I think Cache for 5POWER is a map where, much like Dust 2, it's just a simple map. It's an aim map. They don't really need too much strategy going into this T side, which is something that I think let them down on their train map. So I'll have to see if they can have the same performance here as they did on Dust 2.
Yeah, interesting. Cabal really just trying to get that AK out of their hands. He could be in a bit of trouble, which he is. So, I mean, interesting choice there for Shits to go for that frag onto Cabal as was crossing him. Doesn't manage to get the frag, and in turn probably ends up costing him the AK, whereas could have just flown under the radar, so to speak, and held onto that rifle. But nonetheless, they do manage to get their guns out. Rifles across the board there. Decent utility over on the CT side. And obviously, 5POWER getting everything they want and more.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they choose to do something. I would like to see them default here and try and bleed the utility out of the CTs. So they know that the CTs don't have very much utility going into this round. So if they can make them waste smokes and flashbangs early, then obviously executing with these Molotovs onto a site late round is really good. So if there's no smoke on the B player, then a Molotov execute on the B side is just impossible to stop. So have to see if Flash Gaming chooses to keep a Molotov here on one of their B players, but it looks like Summer does have one.
Trying to hold on to that utility as much as they can. Just make sure that Jiggers is cleared out. Interesting timing there to break vent, maybe just make his way out so it doesn't get pegged in the corner, but will go down in the fire nonetheless.
Yeah, that was a great usage of utility there from 5POWER. So they molly below the vent, and then someone from A threw the molly into the vent. So Shits really had no position where he could fall out. So he had to fall out through there, and Zhao Sage just waiting there for the free frag. So that now that they've taken that, they know that the mid control here for the CTs is super weak. So taking mid control here really puts a lot of pressure on both sites because they don't know if it's going to be B or A. So no one can really rotate and stack a bomb site. So we're just seeing a 2-2. Looks like they are going towards vent. Actually, looks like they are grouping up towards A main. So probably seeing a bit of an A split here as the CTs choose to fall back and play retake on A. So great read here from 5POWER. Unfortunate rotations here from Flash Gaming, but should be 5POWER's round to lose now.
Absolutely, as Dover's just holding towards Highway. He's going to make his way up, and it's a free site. And I mean, if they don't find a frag very soon, it's going to be very difficult work here, especially considering they've held onto that single smoke and a couple of flashbangs as well. So
definitely around, you can argue Flash Gaming should be saving here. They've got the 4 guns, you know, going into the next round, they'll just have one player on a UMP, but they'll have utility on all, like the rest of the players, because they'll be getting, I think, something like 2,400, maybe 2,800 here for the loss bonus here. So they'll have enough money to buy in this next round. T's obviously saving 5 guns is their dream here. So they've got enough economy to go into the next round anyway, so they can hunt, and it does look like they are hunting pretty hard here with 4 players.
yeah, absolutely. The minute that bomb went down and not a single CTO spot, I think the call was out to just kind of hunt them down, get the guns out of hand. It's working out really well. He's out of danger, opening it up, and Cabal really, I thought Nablin would have had the jump there and just 3 guns down. Some of the only one holding onto the rifle there, and that's really unfortunate for Flash Gaming.
Yeah, you almost feel like they would have had a better chance if they'd gone for that. They might have at least killed some of the Ts. I think their problem there was they all just split up when they were saving. If they'd all gone towards the CT spawn and just had a crossfire there with 4 people, then it's almost impossible to you know, get in there and take the guns off them. But we are seeing a bit of a tech pause here from 5POWER. Just one PC getting restarted, I think, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we have seen them lacking a bit of, I guess the last round was rifles all up for the guys on Flash Gaming, and in the end, all in all, it seemed like 5POWER did have the read on that round. Pretty simple stuff, and at this stage, we're going to see a couple more odds and ends getting put together so they can bind to the rounds. What do you think Flash Gaming can come up with here, but just based on what we saw on Dust, what we saw on the T-side train from 5POWER, and what we're seeing early game here, very early game?
I think we definitely need to be seeing an AWP on Summer. I think that's the biggest thing that was winning them the game on Train. He was having so much impact. Every CT round, I think like he was definitely getting at least 1 or 2 kills. And we saw some rounds where he definitely got 3 or 4. And, you know, I think that's something that we actually didn't see on Dust 2, is we didn't see Summer with the AWP in hand. I'm not sure if on their CT side they even, I think they had an AWP 1 round and then that was it. So
every time they did have it, I feel like Nablin was the one that was holding onto it, which is peculiar.
So I'm not sure.
What Summer did.
That could definitely be something like, you know, Nabulan in that game wasn't feeling the AWP and he's just not feeling confident. So he said, Summer, you're the secondary AWPer. Like, you should start using the AWP in this series. And so he's feeling more confident on the rifle. So I think that might be what's happening here. Or, yeah, that would be my best guess.
Yeah,
but
and obviously that AWP doesn't really open itself up as much on Cache as it does on Train. So
yeah, I think with the AWP on Train, on Cache, sorry, you just have to be a lot more proactive. So moving the AWP around every round, if you can save, and like if you win the round, then take it somewhere else. So play it in mid at white box, then next round maybe go for an A main peak, and then you can solo B with the AWP. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of diversity with an AWP player on Cache, but Summer did on Train seem to be just kind of playing pretty default and just in the one spot. So we'll have to see if he changes it, if he manages to get an AWP, if he changes it up and starts moving around here. But it looks like they're going to have a pretty average buy here, and I think because Summer saved, it seems to be a trend that they like to force buy in these rounds, so have to see if they choose to or not, but I don't think it would be a very good force buy.
yeah, just in a tech pause at the moment with Cabal resetting his PC. Obviously, he's running some sort of Pentium 3 with a 5600 RPM hard drive. It's taking a little bit longer than you'd like to think a PC would reset.
Yeah, I think those pieces are a bit older than I am, Danny, so I don't really remember what you're talking about. But
you don't know what a Pentium 3 is.
No, I've heard, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, just start at 1, and then 2, and then Celeron jumped in somewhere, and then 3.
Yeah.
Just feel free to stop me anytime. 4.
You can keep going if you want.
I think actually 4 was the last one before they went to the eyes.
Oh, really? So it's actually not that old? I had a...
well, you know, how old are you now? Like 14? Probably just when you were born.
I think people on the stream might actually believe that I'm 14. I don't think my voice sounds like who I am. You know?
Yeah, I definitely don't think you're forte.
I don't know, man.
It's quite a deep resonating voice. I think you could get some of the ladies. How's the love life going, by the way?
Danny, this is not the time or place.
I think it is.
You owe me 8 dinners. We can talk about it over the course of those 8 dinners, and by the end...
How about this? You got a platform. We're in a tech pause. I mean, I think we've covered most of what we can. 4-0, still early days, so
Yeah.
can't be too analytical about this map, which is the third and deciding map out of this best-of-3 series for Extremesland between 5POWER and Flash Gaming, if you're just tuning in. And I think we're taking some time to talk about Malta's Love Life.
Yep, DMs are open, so...
Oh, DMs are open?
Yep.
You'll be at PAX Oz, down in Melbourne?
PAX Oz, I might not actually be at the event because I don't have tickets. So, you know...
Well, they're hard to come by, but I guess, you know, you can...
Try find...
If anyone's got a spare ticket...
Yep.
I'll
be your date.
You'll be the day, yeah.
I'll be the date for the day.
Just the day? I feel like the more interesting stuff happens in the evening.
All right, I think the game is kicking off now, Danny. Looks like all the players are ready and the pause has been removed.
They call me the master of Phil.
We're just going to get back to this game.
Absolutely. Counter is coming down 4-0. As you can see, quite a quantifiable fight coming out for the guys on 5POWER, stringing together those 4 rounds. And obviously a bit of a ham sandwich over on the left with no ham in it. So just a couple of pieces of bread for Flash Gaming. We do see CZ Deagle, USP on Nablin, but he has bought himself a kit though. So, you know, not completely writing this round off, and Summer needs to really do something fantastic with that M4. Here's the hopes and dreams of this team right now. But we've seen both of these teams deliver substantial performances on buys similar or less than this, let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, it looks like the CTs were taking A main control, and I think 5POWER heard that, so they've just postured towards a B split here. CTs have read this, and they're stacking some plays there, but they're not in the site, so with the utility that 5POWER have, we should be seeing a pretty easy round here from them if they choose to use it accordingly.
We do hear a couple of dinks there, and the frag actually coming out. The USP is the one to do it once again. You're just absolutely scratching your head, and I got to be there with you. It always happens to be the USP. I mean, some has an M4, but obviously not near the site as of yet. But the USP delivering once again. It's a 4-on-3 bomb yet to go down. There it goes, just like that. Kavar's got a nice opportunity here to really give his team the advantage. He gets one with the P250, and now it's just down. He's tapped the bomb here. He got a rough idea of where these players are. He's got every opportunity to take this out. Managed to take the one. Now it's a 1-on-1. Kabal's on 6 HP. He is so low.
He's got the kit as well.
Bomb is what he has to worry about right now. And Kabal just really showing his nerve. He's only got 1 peak in him. Manages to show himself once again, and he's playing this like an absolute pro there. But
There's still time though for shits here with the kit.
He's good.
I'm not sure how that round even fell apart there for 5POWER. I think the first player crossing to the site, not waiting for the CT smoke there and giving a kill up to the USP.
It's always the USP. It's always a catalyst for these force buys coming up.
It's a bit demoralizing when you see your teammate get taken out by USP. I think you're always a little bit like, what happened there? But unfortunately, 5POWER really falling at a early point in this game. I think they had full control of the game now, but they've just let Flash Gaming back in here. Summer's on an AWP now, and this is really the first full buy that we're going to see.
Yeah, you said that could be the X factor on Flash Gaming here on this map. Summer getting onto that AWP, bringing back some of that form he had on train. Fidget makes his way towards sandbags. Nice little positioning there, really just not wanting to give up mid too easily.
So a bit of main control coming out here from the CT side. So done a deep smoke, blocking off, you know, the trash room there in the back of B main. So Xiao Sage, unfortunately stuck behind it, just has to let the CTs have that control. So we'll have to see what kind of reaction we see from the Ts here, knowing that the CTs could be pushed up there.
Yeah, so nothing too advantageous yet from either side, just very standard kind of stuff as Nebula makes his way back onto that B bomb site, and the bomb looks like it is shaping towards that A site, but still plenty of time left, just over a minute, but it looks like it'll be dropped there just to see what they can feel out.
Yeah, it's looking like a bit of mid control here. Flash Gaming's gone for a little bit of info here, but it's a bit too early because 5POWER haven't actually boosted up yet, but it does look like they will be boosting up here and posturing towards mid and A side, so I'd say it's going to be an A split here. Early fight there for Shooter Pie, but he managed to take out for shits there, which is a really important kill there because now all the information the CTs had in mid is lost and they don't know if 5POWER are going towards A or towards B.
Yeah, Fishit's getting very far forward there. I thought it was in a great position. Does manage to take Shotapie down to 19, but unfortunately comes off worse for her in that battle there. Looks like they will be heading out towards A main there. They've got the likes of Cabal towards Squeaky. So rotate's coming through there, but might be a little too late. Unless Yaya goes absolutely ham, which he does. Unfortunately, steps into the fire. Will get taken down nonetheless by Cabal. And now it's all down to the aforementioned player to really take it out. Nabalin and Summer making their way around from the rotate. He's got control of the bomb.
Yeah, but no time left here. He has to plant, and unfortunately, our player's ready to push on him. So
I like the idea there, though.
yeah, it was the only chance he had in the round. If he just stuck the plant, he knew. We managed to pick up Nabalan there after time as well. So that's actually a pretty huge round there from Cabal. Even though they end up losing it, the money on the CTs now. No AWP. Ooh, they have managed to buy an AWP there. But I think it's going to leave players with no head armor here and no utility.
Yeah, I think Fishitz was close to 10k there, so manages to get that AWP for Summer and defaults to a FAMAS himself. Nonetheless, we'll see what he can get done there. Going for that early pick towards B. We'll pick up that frag onto Dober there, so nice little opening. Good investment with that AWP.
I wonder where he's gone for that FAMAS, because he does have 1700 left over, and so if my maths is correct, 1700 plus 2250 for the FAMAS. He could have bought an M4, so not sure if that's a misbuy there, or if possibly someone dropped it over to him.
Perhaps. Yeah. No,
Must
he
be.
had like 9-7 or something. So yeah, interesting indeed. We'll see what happens. Maybe he's back himself for the next round, which would be kind of not the smartest thing to do, but we'll see what can happen. 4 on 5. They do lose that early play with that AWP pick. Cabal gets tagged down now, but still managed to stay alive. Quite a frag as well. QKA, I thought he wasn't going to get that spray. Eventually gets it, but gets tagged for a little bit as well. But you do see these players just making their way up highway. Nice little position here, very close. Nice free frag onto Zhao's stage, but it manages to finish that bomb plan as well. And now it's just down to Cabal. He's got 6 HP.
Such a great push there from Nabalan straight into the site. He just picks his timing so well, and there's a little bit of a gap in the smoke, and it looks like he's just individually shut 5POWER out of this round unless QKA can go huge. He has got a great position, but Summer is aware of it. And Flash Gaming, they've really worked their way back into this game.
Absolutely there, and like you said, that opening coming out from the likes of Summer in that AWP. Managed to get a nice 2k in that round, but really it was that peak towards B main there. Picking up that first frag onto Dober, and we know how impactful he can be. Let's see if we can keep this going.
Looks like another pause coming out here from 5POWER, just a tactical one this time. I think they need to, revisit their strategy here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of mid control here from them, and it seems to be working when they do choose to go towards mid. In that previous round, they boosted over and picked up the first kill. Got a bit unlucky in that round not to win it, but I think we definitely need to see them just taking some late mid control here and trying to force the CT rotations late round and then hitting a site after that.
See what they can come up with, and once again, Cabal just really putting up the numbers for his team. They're going 12-2 in the 8th round.
Crazy stuff.
But unfortunately, it's just not quite enough there. Needs some of his teammates to really back that up.
Yeah, not really anyone else on 5POWER putting in too much of a good effort here. It's just Cabal, but there's still time left in this game. I think this is actually a full buy coming out here from the T's. I thought they wouldn't have enough money to do anything, but they've managed to muster up some AKs here and some utility. Should help them in this round.
See Regulus kind of default coming out from the guys on 5POWER. Really an opportunity here to kind of re-establish themselves in this map because their money is a little bit worse for wear now. Do manage to get away with those AKs in this round.
Yeah, pretty slow round coming out here from both teams. Doesn't look like any aggression from Summer on the AWP. I think he's just posted there at white box, which is actually what a pretty default position for the AWP here on this map. They come out lower mid or over boost. You can try and find one, fall out, get up to the top of highway and possibly rotate around to truck, but looks like they are taking late mid control here, so hopefully they use the correct utility to get him off this line.
Yeah, it is just down to Summer, and he's going to be so lethal here. If they don't pick him off or he gets a couple of frags on the way, this mid push might be a little bit lacking there. There you go. Summer opens up the account onto Dobu, and he has spotted that second player, but might fall off that position. They're not giving anything away too cheaply. Does go back towards truck, but he's making his way back towards Z to see if he can get in cheap frags, but they do make their way towards that B-bomb site. So now Taco has been great in this position. That headshot while he will rain out, so it's going to be even more difficult for 5POWER as the clock does head down towards 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think CT is looking really strong in this round. There is a bit of a flank here from QKA though. He managed to pick up 2 frags. One guy still at truck and 2 on site, but he is the last remaining player here. He would have to ace on 13 HP. So he's hoping he can just save that AWP, but he can't.
That's very unfortunate. Just a little bit too late there.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the flanking player like that comes a little bit too late. He still gets the frags, but then there's not really anything you can do there. You put all your trust there in your teammates to get a few entries on the site, which they couldn't do. Didn't really have enough utility to execute on the site, so yeah, sad round there for 5POWER, but Flash Gaming, on the other hand, looking very, very strong.
They've strung together 4 in a row now, coming off the back of that tech pause. So very unfortunate that Cabal needed to reset his computer, but it looks like the momentum has definitely swung coming from that tech pause, which we all know Counter-Strike has got so much weight on momentum. The Yaya stays very far forward towards their main position. You guys spot the feet there of Dobu there, which is so unlucky. Yeah, it looks like once again Flash Game really feeling at home now on this CT side.
Yeah, great little bit of aggression there in A main, and AER is pretty unrelenting here with his aggression, and he managed to pick up 3 kills in the round, and pretty unlucky not to get the 4th there, to be honest, on Cabal. I think this might be all she wrote for 5POWER here in this little force buy round, but it's actually left Zao Sage with no money left going into that next round, so interesting buy there from him.
Oh, he's not going to check this corner, why would you?
Oh, they're going to go for the knife on him?
Biding his time there, eventually will take him down, put him out of his misery. And Flash Gaming, fairly convincing round. There was just the over-aggression perhaps from a Yaya, but why not the way he was kind of taking control of A main, the only frag to go down. Other than that, pretty clinical round.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you got to just keep going for that ace. He was feeling it. He got the first 2 kills and, you know, saw the 3rd. Thought he could just go for it, but
sometimes you just got to go for that ace.
Sometimes you got to do it. Their money's pretty good as well, so he's feeling pretty comfy. They've won 3 rounds in a row now. I'm sure, you know, it's a little bit of a mental thing for him.
Absolutely. And obviously, you see the max round loss bonus, so interesting. You said Jage once again is on that $50 mark again, so obviously just gets that UMP, which is interesting to see. Obviously, from the choices made in the previous round, it looks like they're going to slow this down a little bit and really try to get the momentum back in this game. They haven't really run a round since that tech pause, and be staring down the barrel of a serious loss would be a shame for them, I guess, in their minds, considering how convincing they were on Dust 2.
Yeah, it seemed like they had full control at the start of this game as well, but just losing that 1 round against the USPs really is just like almost just reset their momentum and also reset their money a little bit. So that's how Flash Gaming managed to get back into this, just with that full eco buy. And yeah, unfortunate for 5POWER. But Flash Gaming just looking so convincing here. They're getting the first pick every single round that we're watching here on these full gun rounds, and they're coming from every player as well. You know, we're seeing Summer do it, we're seeing Shits here do it, we're seeing Ayaya do it some rounds. Taka
gets another wall bang towards that squeaky position again. It's going to go towards MBK and pick up the likes of Schwaderpie as well. So very tightly locked down A bomb side here.
Oh, he really wants that AK, but now the CTs know where he is. Unfortunately, they might not have heard him. Didn't seem like they noticed that he dropped that gun, but Attacker here poised and ready if Zhao Sage decides to push out of the door, and there we go. Flash Gaming 6 rounds now.
BM coming from Attacker.
Yeah, I guess he's a little bit excited.
I mean, he's been shutting down that squeaky player every single time though, without fail. It's making his own, that position.
Yeah, I mean, I think Attacker definitely is the win condition here for Flash Gaming. He's been so strong in like all of their online games and through the past, and he's really just such a fragger for them. So it's good to see him up on the scoreboard, top of the scoreboard there. And contrasting that, we're seeing Cabal with 13 frags still. Don't think he's had that many in... he hasn't killed too many people since, I think, the 2-4 mark, but
yeah,
he had a
absolutely.
really good starting to this game, and I think that he was the reason they were winning those 4 rounds, so definitely need to see a little bit more out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they do still have that max round loss, so it'll be interesting to see if they want to kind of stop sort of biting their way and just take that, given that will be that round, that gives them an opportunity to really kind of stack up on their utility and the 5POWER on everyone. But it looks like they're just going to go without it once again, and at this stage, you got to kind of favour this to Flash Gaming, because if they do this on repeat constantly, based on what we've seen in terms of their executes, you're going to think Flash Gaming is going to run away with this half.
Yeah, it seems like 5POWER just keep half buying with some CZs and a bit of armor, but that's actually costing them not to have, or costing them, sorry, utility in the next rounds, and even possibly, like, as we saw a UMP on Zhao Sage last round, so I think they really just need to stop putting too many eggs in the force buy basket and start just trying to invest in these full buy rounds, because those are the rounds that they're having the best chances in, and with the utility that's on the CT side, it's so difficult here to take any of the sites here on cash. As they poise towards a B main control here, they might be able to catch this player on event off guard.
As we had a fairly decent game as well. Those Nebula takes down Shredder. It's very unfortunate for Fujitsu not to get more than one there, but a lot of havoc going through. Dobu and Zhaoziage managed to get onto that side there. Nice positioning there from Dobu on top of that boost position. Now it's a 2-on-2 attacker and Summer. I mean, these are the kind of players that you want, right, in this situation. Keep that momentum going for Flash Gaming.
Yeah, Summer's posted up on the site cross there from Heaven. So to get the bomb across, he's going to have to cross from the front site there. Looks like he might actually be able to, Zhaoziage might actually be able to get onto the site and get a plant down. Planted there for B main. It seems they're still aware of Dobu possibly being in mid. They're kind of scared of his lurk there, but he has dropped into the checkers position, so the T is actually in a really good position here to take this round.
Absolutely, as the Molly does rain out. Not going to move anyone off there. Someone just hoping that the pick will come through, but a bit too patient there from Zaz. Dobu managed to get a nice frag onto attacker, and that's just down to Summer as well, and he's in a very awkward position. He's given away his position earlier before with that shot from Heaven, and now will get taken down by Zhaoziage quite simply. So there you get a round back for 5POWER, and we'll see. I guess they did make it work in the end, which is good because we saw them going down a slippery slope, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely good for them. They kind of needed that round. This is going to be their way back into the game. Their economy is still pretty weak, but if they manage to win this round now, then this round is pretty much like the make or break here for both teams. So Flash Gaming win it, then we're going to see them take the half probably 9-6, 10-5, but 5POWER can manage to win this, then they can definitely even it up and make it look more like an 8-7.
See Shit's heading towards that mid position. Like he might change out to Summer's been doing damage wherever he goes with that all, pretty much locked down mid for the guys on Flash Gaming and Shredder. Just waiting for these any kind of aggression here. They have seen it before, so not giving away anything too cheaply, as we have seen QKA get tagged down to 60 HP.
Yeah, I really like what the CT side's doing here. So because last round the T's contacted B, they're just taking a gamble here that they won't do anything towards the B side again. So they've left one player there just soloing it, and they put 3 on the A bomb side, kind of just trying to make a read that the T's won't go to the same bomb side two rounds in a row. But it is actually looking like 5POWER is posturing more towards mid and then for a B split.
You see that minute mark pass by on the clock there. Nice shot there from Summer. He manages to molly off that position as well. So really locking down mid, not giving 5POWER too much of a chance. And we did speak about how pivotal that mid control would be for 5POWER's chances coming out on to the latter parts of this first half. You do see the bomb making its way towards the sunroom here, so it might be looking towards a bit of a B split, but not too much time left here, especially with the numbers advantage towards their opponents.
Yeah, this is a great adjustment to bring another CT player here over to the B bomb site. So as soon as they get that pick at mid, so much pressures just released from those A players. They don't really need the 3 players there anymore, since it is, as we see, 2 huge kills left by AR and 1 from attacker.
Yeah, doing some great work there in that boosted up position. Gets the damage onto that third player. So now Zhaoziage manages to get away with his life of 9 HP, but at that stage, that frag on attacker is just a consolation prize because that time is all but gone. And if he goes down now, which I don't think he will, which is just really going for something, would be great if he got that wall bang, but we'll manage to hold on to that AWP and his life more importantly.
Yeah, but the rest of his team aren't looking so great in the economy. It looks like
that'd be a compliment, I think, looking at the numbers that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I think they're just going to force buy here. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be buying up here. They were double eco anyway, only having 1,500 on 2 players. This really is not a good position if you're a 5POWER fan.
Yeah, you said it was make or break, and wow, that shot from Summer getting QKA down straight away. Now it's going to be a battle of the orbs if he decides to repick that again, but no, he'll take that first prize of that opening frag and make his way back onto a more passive position on that B bomb side. Yeah, just getting aggressive once again. I don't know if he's going to be aware that Dobu is close to that smoke there. He knows the bomb has been dropped. They're just going to dance around each other, and that's so unfortunate for Dobu there. Maybe just biding a bit too much time there as Zhaoziage is going to just smoke himself through that molly. He actually walks through the molly with that smoke blooming, so just getting a bit aggressive there. Needs to do something for his team in this 3-on-2. Yeah,
still such a winnable spot here. If Zhaoziage can find another kill and 2v2, he's got a little bit of utility to use, and they both have armor, so pretty good position here for the T's.
Absolutely, a lot of noise there, not doing anything too quiet about it. Fujitsu gets that great frag onto Kabar, making it also much harder, but Zhaoziage, the man of the hour, can do it. He will need to get a 4K in this round if he's going to have any chance. Still plenty of time left to play with, so maybe the mind games might come up, but it looks like he's just heading towards that A-bomb site.
Yeah, but he's being flanked here by Nabulan, and I don't think he's going to be aware of it, so all done with that round, but they did manage to get 3 kills done, and even though it was a bit of a force buy, that is still not a bad sign since the CT's economy is still a little bit shaky, but I think they'll be good for the next 2 rounds. And since this is an eco round here from 5POWER, I don't think we're going to see much more from them. It's looking like a 10-5 half.
Yeah, it looks like definitely will be the way to shape up. Now we're seeing a couple of P250s coming out, just seeing what they can get. QKA does manage to get a Deagle in his hands. We haven't seen too much Deagle action. There was plenty of it earlier on Dust in the first map of the series. That was taken out by 5POWER quite convincingly, 16-8 if I'm not mistaken. But at this stage, QKA hopes and dreams on those 1Bs.
Yeah, that's pretty much the most 5POWER can hope for here. Tactically here on Cash, they've actually been pretty similar to Train. They're just looking a little bit lost and trying to rely on these individual players. They're just doing some basic stuff, and Flash Gaming is actually just being super good on their aggression, I guess, on their CT side. So making sure they're making a different play every round and just gambling sites when at good times. And yeah, they're balancing aggression so well. So they actually have a really good CT side here on Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said someone needs to be a bit more dynamic with that AWP. He's been swapping up, going to mid, and peeking into B early as well. And every time he scopes in and sees a play, he's just not really missed any shots thus far. I think that's been the real turning point for the guys on Flash Gaming. As you said, get the man an AWP and he'll guide your team to victory. But we'll see Durban forcing his way out, takes the player down towards Firebox, and will get a rifle, but he's tagged down. And QK is only on 4 HP as well. Managed to get taken out by Attacker, so that's a 2-on-4 situation there. Obviously favouring Flash Gaming here.
Yeah, and the bomb's down outside mid-main here, so even though they got to the site, no one was able to retrieve it since QKA was stuck on the right side of the middle there, and yeah, all the 5POWER players have been taken out, and Flash Gaming really just looking like the better side here.
Absolutely, looks like they've carried on some of that momentum they took from the CT side of Train, and they just locked it down, which, you know, how much importance do you think that tech pause had on the way this game was going, or it would have just kind of panned out this way anyway?
Not really too sure. I mean, it depends kind of how 5POWER is as a team. So there are some callers, so like in-game leaders, who with momentum they kind of just keep the pressure on the CT side. And if Flash Gaming is a team who can't cope with that, like super fast strats, which I think we have seen them actually deal with pretty easily, but it can just affect some teams. So definitely, I think it might have affected 5POWER a little bit, but I wouldn't be reading too much into that. I think Flash Gaming's CT side is just really strong, and 5POWER's looking just a little lost.
Absolutely. A bit of wallbang damage coming out onto Ayaya there, but nothing too concerning. Still 1B potential always with that AK. You see pretty much default sort of setup here. Ayaya very forward again. He's been dominating towards that A main position, so why not go for more, I guess?
Yeah, their aggression's been really winning them the rounds here against 5POWER, so I don't blame them for just wanting to keep the pressure on and not letting 5POWER execute the kind of strats that they want to. So it's really nice to see, and it's kind of just unrelenting. You're putting so much pressure on these players. As we see the CTs throw a bit of a deep B main smoke. I think it's just a fake, and they're just trying to feel out where the Ts are, but it is allowing them to stack one more player over towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Fishit's very forward again. We said it was unfortunate a couple rounds back when he was in the same position. Might get a nice easy kill onto QKA if he's sort of daring to peek out, but it looks like it's not the case. And here we go. Cabal's not going to expect this at all. Nice easy frag for Fishit's there in that position. Finally paying dividends for his patience, and now numbers in favour of Flash. That time he's ticking down though. It's all down to Nabulan, who manages to not get anything underway. So that will be that B bomb site coming through, and the retake will have to be on for the last round of this half.
Yeah, unfortunately just getting caught out of position there. I think the comm came in from Fishitz there that no one else was coming out mid, so he really had a lot of information there, which is why the Molotov was dropped at B main, but he threw it from a position where when the T swung, he was just sitting out in the open and no chance for him to get a kill there. So we are seeing the CTs coming 2 through vent and 2 through CT, which is a nice little split here. If they can pick up Zhao Sage, then it's a very important frag, but
the trades have come thick and fast now. It's just down to Attacker. That bomb has been planted for such a long time right now. And really, if it doesn't make a play soon, you've got to think it's all, but God's making a lot of noise as well. They know exactly where he is, and that'll be a very basic kill there for QKA to get the 9-6 half. Yeah,
and look, really impressive half there from Flash Gaming. It is nice to see 5POWER come back and get that one round in the last round, but 9-6, very favourable for the CTs, as I feel Cash is definitely more of an 8-7, 9-6 towards the T side. So we'll have to see, but maybe 5POWER will be a little bit revitalised on their CT side.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising to see Summer going 9-8 there, but you got to say every single one of his frags has been the one that's opened or very impactful with that AWP in hand. So it's not about the number, but the quality, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
For him in this map.
Not many eco frags going for him. You know, like a big difference between a lot of the players, like even if you look statistically at like a lot of the top players, they will be getting a lot of eco frags, and like the AWP's not going to see too many of those. So I think every single one of his frags was definitely an entry frag in the round. Like he just had so many picking towards B and mid. So huge performance from him.
So we head into the pistol there. Just flashing out towards that A main position, making sure there's not too much of a presence there. But this is a very dominant stack. And unfortunately, Cabal's going to lose out that long-range fight against the Glocks.
They have got the stack here.
Weapon.
The stack on the B bomb site here is such a good read. So they've just played retake A, 3 people on the B bomb site. Oh, but it's not going to matter here. They won't expect the third man though, so if he can stay alive.
Doesn't really matter though when you're just spamming away and hitting heads like that with the Glocks. And unfortunately, Cabal's on 6 HP, so that'll be the pistol round as well. And obviously not the ideal situation for this half if you're 5-power.
No, it just all went downhill since those since the tech pause actually. So maybe you can read into that. They haven't really looked very good since those first few rounds, but at the same time, once Flash Gaming got onto those full gun rounds and got the AWP on Summer, they really were just looking like the better team. So
absolutely. I mean, considering that they did kind of stack that B bomb site just then as well, they can kind of play everything that they want to play properly, guess correctly, and they still lose. So I mean, that's going to be absolutely detrimental to the motivation and drive of 5-power right now, but we'll see if they can dig themselves out of it. 10-6, still very manageable scoreline, and we know the pistol rounds for these Asian teams don't mean too much, let's be honest.
yeah, this is really the main round they need to convert. If 5-power manage to win this, then 7-10, and they've got the money advantage, then you can definitely see them coming back into this. But if they can shut down this round and then the next eco round, then I don't think we have much chance of 5-power coming back and winning this. But have to see how this round goes down. No utility there for the CT players, and quite a few without head armor. So this MAC-10 and UMP is going to have a lot of impact if they can find those players.
As we see the 3 CT players on 5-power, that bomb site there is someone makes his way towards Squeak, and that bomb has been dropped towards that bomb site, but still just over a minute left to play. We'll see if they can find a pick somewhere.
Looks like the CTs have made a really good read here, so that... Oh no, unfortunately, I think they've second-guessed themselves here and moving back towards the B bomb site just because of one flash where the B lurker here for Flash Gaming just threw a flash to pretend that they were retaking B main control, and it looks like that's baited the CTs into stacking B instead of keeping their A stack. So
This Dobu is just so open right now. He's in a one and done. Hit that and get anything away, which you can't. Nebulin will take him down on top of that boost position, and that's going to be a free site for them. So really, and OI is in first place. Actually, very keen on there from Zhaozage to spot him out, but does not come off with the frag there. QK trying to go for the trade, which he does. He'll manage to pick up that rifle. It'll be very interesting to see what they do here, but just I think getting away with that AK might be the best they could have wished for.
Just realized Nabulan is actually Lovey. Because I was wondering where he went, but I knew that he had, like, the AK skin that he's got is the one that is Lovey's, so.
Well, if you actually read the Chinese writing next to Nabulan, it says Lovey.
Dude, I know you're Korean. Don't try and pretend,
I thought
right?
you were a little bit more racist than that, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, no touche. I don't know what it says. If someone can tell me what that says, I'll be much obliged. I guess you can safely assume it says Nabulan. Maybe it does say Lovey.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
I'm looking at it as if looking at it longer will help me determine what it means, which is just insane.
Like a second nature, you just be able to read.
Yeah, just like trying to figure out a really long English word. Like, oh, I can sound that out.
I can stand it. All right,
I've seen that writing on noodle packets before. Trying to figure out which noodle packets.
That exact writing, Lovey. Wow, I'm going to start calling him Lovey from now on, but I was wondering who Nabulan was.
I like Nabulan. Sounds like a character from Avatar.
Sounds like, you know, like, oh, Black Betty, Nabulan. Oh. Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. We see a bit of an interesting buy, a little bit of a pick and mix here for the guys on 5-power there. Obviously, QKA with that AK they recovered in the previous round. A couple of USPs though, but we've seen how devastating the USPs have been. And actually, it was in a similar position in the first part here. Unfortunately, QKA, the one rifle carrier has gone down. Dobu tagged down to half health. And Shit's just picking up, spotting the feet there of Dobu. So it looks like it's going to be absolutely clinical. But what I was going to say was we saw how detrimental the USPs were in a very similar round, mirroring in that first half.
Yeah, look, I think that might have been a bit of an anomaly. Usually these USP rounds can, you know, get 1 or 2 kills, but you very, very rarely see them picking it up.
Oh, 100%.
But the other day we did have a 1v4 USP ace, I think, with no armor. So
I remember that.
You know, we've had a lot of interesting things happen this tournament. It's been a very...
That's the wonderful thing about Asia region Counter-Strike, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of stuff. Keep the fans entertained.
It's like a box of chocolates, Liam. Just delicious. Yep.
Yep.
If you thought I was going to say something else, you were wrong. Now we see the rifles coming out. Obviously, a lot of utility lacking on 5POWER. They haven't got too much, which might be a bit of an interesting situation for them. A couple of flashbangs, not a single molly among them, and a smoke on Dobu and Schwartepai. But obviously a team that backs themselves on their aiming ability. We'll see if they can make that work. There's a couple of flashes raining. Looks like it's going to be a full-on push towards that B-bomb side there. Cabal's absolutely smoked out. Can't do too much. And he actually just pushes through, gets the 1-for-1. So maybe not the best decision as we see Schwartepai is just actually mod out from this heaven position. Takes a little bit of damage. Got a little bit overzealous there. Let's see if they can retake this bomb site.
Yeah, look, no utility on the CTs, just 2 smokes, which actually can be pretty useful, but you'd love to see a molly and a flashbang there, so this is going to be a really hard retake for them, but I think they have to go for it at this point.
Yeah, Schwartepai there, spotting the head of Ayaya. Unfortunately, does not get that frag on the way. Dobu does well, though, but unfortunately gets cleaned up straight away, and attacker finishing it off onto Schwartepai. So 13-6, and really, it has been absolutely Flash Gaming's show since early in that first half.
Yeah, they're definitely looking a lot more comfortable. Unfortunately for 5POWER, I think they just really needed to have a good CT side here, and to have that, I don't think you can force buy into that second round because you need the utility on a map like Cash. So, kind of unfortunate that they, you know, went into that last round without utility. So, they are not leaving themselves with much breathing room coming into this next buy round. Since I'm assuming that Flash Gaming will win this round, but now that I've said that,
well, I mean, I gotta say, out of all the games that have followed the meta as it should be, I guess Cash is the one that we can kind of really hedge our bets on, as we see attacker getting taken down by the 1B of Schwartepai, gets traded out by Yaya, now Yaya with the second kill onto Dobu there, getting control of mid there, so some great frags coming out from the Flash Gaming player. Oh, he's just absolutely feeling it right now, isn't it? I don't think there's much 5POWER can do if he's hitting shots like that. Looking the wrong way. I guess it can be his own detriment, I guess.
yeah, look, I think it's not going to matter too much in the long run, but if you QKA, you might actually just try and get that AK, save it, and maybe drop it over to Zhao Sage there, because he's only got the 1700 for that next round. But we'll have to see if he chooses to go for this. I don't think he should. Looks like he's just tucked away under boost there. Probably see the T's try and hunt him, but not too quickly, I don't think, as Flash Gaming take their 14th round.
So this has been a great map for the Chinese team. Can't really fault them too much. Just a bit slow to start.
Both teams are actually Chinese, Danny?
Isn't 5POWER Mongolia?
No, 5POWER is a Chinese-based organization, but they do have some Mongolian players. I believe Cabal, Cabal and Dobu definitely Mongolian. I'm not sure about Zhao Sage, but definitely Schwartepai and QKA are...
Well, maybe I was saying that both teams are doing well in their concerted efforts of playing Counter-Strike.
My bad, Danny.
You're just a bit too well-versed, because usually, you know, I cast with Jordan and Ian, and they're very racist, and they don't know anything about Asia or Asians. You're actually quite
Very
well,
racist.
a very, in a loving way. That's a lie. Jordan's got yellow fever so hard that it makes his head spin. Moving on.
Poor Jordan getting exposed on broadcast by his good mate. It's alright. He'll survive. As this really is the last chance for 5POWER. They're fully invested here. QKA managing to save some money because he saved that AK, but kind of interesting that he didn't drop that over to Cabal or someone who doesn't have full utility. Could have bought an M4 for himself and let them get the utility, but he's chosen to just stockpile money.
Why not? Very commanding position here is Cabal. Just seeing if you can spot anything, not giving too much away, trying to get the info towards mid, as we see a lot of the players on Flash just really posted up into that squeaky position.
CTs are in a bit of a line right now if you look at the minimap. Just broken formation, unfortunately. I was enjoying that. It's Dobu picks up the first kill on Aya there, and that's causing the T's to bust out door here, but straight into the crosshair of Schwartepai. He picks up 2. Believe this player at Forklift should be able to trade.
Oh, shit's there. Really just doing great work, taking the numbers back on even playing field here as the molly comes out. Does a little bit of damage, so it doesn't really force him off that position, so QKA is fully aware that Fishits is towards there, but he's taking a bit more damage now. Another molly will rain through, so that might be the end of him. Zhao gets that nice kill, forcing him off that forklift position, And now it's a 2-on-1 here. Should be an opportunity for 5POWER to get back in and really stave off that match point unless Nabulan, aka Lovey, goes absolutely huge right now. I mean, they could not, they don't look like they're playing this very well. It gives him the one-on-one, and now he's got the molly out, which is very unfortunate. Molly's off the bomb as well, and he might actually just get the frag to close it up. That is very unfortunate, and not the way you want to play that, really.
Huge stuff there from Lovey. Unfortunately, the CTs really did just push him one by one. They had no idea where he could be, and quad box is such an easy area of the map to just play around.
Yeah.
So gets the
Rosie.
first one, and then from there it's just it's GG in that round. So
Had to stay in mind to throw that Molotov down as well, so very well played.
yeah, I think both CTs actually had a smoke though. So if he'd been relying on the Molotov, definitely could have lost the round, but they managed to run it in one by one, unfortunately, and yeah, great little 1v2.
Okay, gets a nice frag onto air, just trying to slow crouch peek there out onto B main as someone's going to push this smoke. It could be dangerous, but gets away and gets the frag onto Cabal as well. Gets taken down to 10 HP actually for his efforts there. We'll see the smoke dancing coming out as the attacker gets taken down by Schwaderpai. It's a 4-on-3 advantage here. Once again, shaping up to be every chance for 5POWER, but Flash Gaming have been able to bring it back from positions like this in the last few rounds.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to see a lot of magic here from 5POWER if they want to win this map. You know, the money on the Flash Gaming side, we've got 11k on Lovey, and then a lot of money ready for the rest of them. But 5POWER managing to win that first round. I think that's their first round they've won in about 8 or 9 rounds, but it's looking still pretty good for Flash Gaming here. Money on the CT side will allow them to get a full buy here, I believe. Maybe just a FAMAS on Cabal, but it's going to take a lot of effort from them if they want to come back in this game and take it to overtime.
It's always a bit nervy playing off that match point there, but Dobu going absolutely huge, not having any more of it. Trying to take charge on that A bomb site. We'll see if he can do it again as they look like they're shaping up in a bit of a default setup here. Flash Gaming having plenty of rounds as a buffer to really take this map and in turn the series out.
Seeing quite a slow default here from the Ts. I think they're just kind of feeling out the 5POWER CT defense. They can wait for a bit of aggression here, see if 5POWER are going to use their utility for free, and if not, then they can try and take mid control and force a bit of utility out of the CTs. They should know that the CTs have a pretty good buy here, full utility, so they're just going to play this round out quite slowly, I think.
Yeah, a couple of players making their way up towards that boost position. Looks like they're going to try to get that mid control. We do see a very heavy presence there.
Oh, that nade. Huge damage onto IAR and attacker there for Cabal. It's a great use of utility there. I think Flash Gaming made it a little bit obvious they were taking mid control and the players couldn't commit over the boost yet, so a little bit of a mistake there, but they're not out of the round yet.
Absolutely not. We'll just see that coming out towards that A bomb side. As bomb is just shaping up towards mid. Looks like he might be heading towards that B main area as someone gets a nice frag onto KK, and how many times we've seen him open up the account of the round. Might just be enough to take up match point.
Yeah, unless this player on site can do something huge, which he can't. It's really looking like Flash Gaming in this one. 4v2 here. There's one player in heaven fast. I think he has to go for a frag here, but Summer cleaning him up. So 1v4 here for Cabal with the FAMAS, no utility. 5POWER already calling GG in this one, which is a little bit rude to their teammate, but yeah, and they've already left the server as well.
Yeah, you got to think they knew exactly where it was, so it would have been absolutely massive. And
yeah, unfortunately,
still, yeah, like what, 8 more rounds even if they got that one.
Yeah,
7, so
I think they knew that game was done. Great result there for Flash Gaming, to be honest. I thought 5POWER would definitely be going in that with the advantage, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there you have it there. Flash Gaming taking out the best-of-3 series 2-1 against 5POWER, so they will be moving on. But we have plenty more CS coming up.